Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hockey Podcast Network's live game reaction with guest hosts Chance Watson and Taylor Wells with the Dusty Bender Podcast. Folks, we're happy to be here.
Happy to watch some hockey and drink probably apple juice. It's hard to tell from this glass, so we'll just pretend
That's right.
It's apple juice.
That's right. We're definitely not drinking anything that would be, sponsorable, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. We're obviously got a good mixture of Kraken and Dallas fans, so we'll try not to be too much of Kraken homers here.
We'll try.
Obviously, we're gonna give it 90% effort on it. This is our first live stream though as well, so definitely cut us a little bit of slack. But if you're giving us a hard time and it's definitely comment worthy, feel free to send a little comment our way and we'll give you a little shit back. So it's what we like to do. So
yeah, we appreciate the shit talking. So if we are screwing up in some way, shape, or form, just let us know. We'll insult your hockey team or your favorite player or something like that. Go Knights! What is this? Why? No,
nothing else.
You're in the wrong stream, bud. I guess he's just a hocky fan,
Yeah,
we appreciate anybody watching hockey.
That's right. Hopefully we get a couple happier Devils fans. I know it's not a great night. We're kind of finishing that game up if anybody else is watching. So hopefully you've had a few beers and it at least was a good night.
Yeah. Oh man.
Not for your team.
You Taylor, you were texting me earlier saying you jumped on and the Devils got 3 goals up on them. So that must have been your fault.
I am so sorry, Devils fans. I was doing a bunch of housework and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, well, shoot, this is, we're in halfway through the game. Let me turn it on. They proceeded to score, I think, 3 goals in like 2 minutes and 40 or something. So I take full responsibility there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It was my fault.
For those just trickling in, welcome to the stream. We appreciate you guys listening to what we have to say while we watch the Kraken take on the Dallas Stars. I'll try to be as impartial as possible. If you guys don't know who we are Chance Watson and Taylor Wells. We are the hosts of the Dusty Bender Podcast. If you guys haven't heard of us or subscribed to us, we appreciate it. So jump on over to however you get your podcasts, and you should subscribe to us and everybody else in the Hockey Podcast Network. We got some great fucking people that are in our network.
Sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Just about every team. We probably should have asked earlier if we were missing any teams, but I'm sure there's at least 32 teams represented on the Hockey Podcast Network. So definitely take a peek. If you guys are already here, there's a good chance that your team is already on there. So
very possible. 32, and then hell, we might even, if rumors are true, we might even have an Atlanta one here soon.
Whoa.
Oof.
Is that breaking news?
Yeah. Could be.
God, I can't even imagine. Like, just having a background in math, like 33 teams sounds like a miserable time. So hopefully they bring on 32 more teams if they're going to go ahead and do it.
They will absolutely have to set up at least 30, they'll have to go 2 teams at a time. There's no fucking way that Atlanta would be able to just come in on their own. But I think you and we talked about this when we were down in our Moscow tournament. Like, what the rumor was that the NHL wants to eventually go to 40 teams, and that's just fucking. I can't even name 8 cities that could host an NHL team.
Yeah, we tried to on I believe our last podcast just to name 8 different cities that could use it. I'm sure we could figure it out. We could get 8 in the comments, I'm sure. So, feel free to send us your next 8. But yeah, 40 makes sense, I guess, if you're going to expand all the way, right? Like you got to keep.
I think we get to like 3 or 4. We get to like 3 or 4, and then you're kind of reaching though, right?
I mean, shoot, with as well as the hockey team has done in Seattle in 2 years, and not to mention our VGK buddy. Yeah, shit. I mean, who knows? I mean, the sport's growing, right? So there's no excuse not to have it in some of these cities. I'm sure, Canadians wouldn't be against getting another Quebec team back. I've heard rumors of second Toronto team, all that fun stuff. So
that would be
who knows?
The only reason I want a second Arizona to Houston. Yeah. Yeah, Sean. That's the rumor right now. Sounds. When does I wonder if we have anybody who has their fingers on the pulse of the Coyotes. I wonder how soon is that vote that they're supposed to have down there.
It's a good question. I mean, I was only down there for 6 years of my life, but what do I know?
Yeah. In any
So,
case. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any Arizona folks that are keeping an eye on it, definitely let us know. I know following it myself, driving over, I was just south of Tempe, if anyone knows where that's at, down there in Chandler, and the trek over to Glendale was not that fun. So something in Tempe to where the whole east side where like a lot of the hockey fans are down there is perfect. So
No.
be surprised not to see it go through, but you just never know. Yeah, Houston is probably. I think it was Friedman. There was a tweet on April Fool's that it was official that they were moving to Houston, but that has since been debunked.
Jesus, I think that I don't even know what you call the Houston hockey team. Whatever
Probably
it may be.
Astros or Rockets. Or
the
something.
Astros.
Yeah,
the Wranglers, the fucking Texans. I don't know.
Wasn't it it was the Vegas Wranglers, wasn't it? It was Las Vegas Wranglers.
That's
was like
right.
their ECHL team, I believe.
That's right. Wranglers are already a team, so we don't really necessarily have that to look forward to. Could be. I don't know. Once you get past the easy contenders of Houston and Atlanta, like you start digging into. We mentioned Toronto. You mentioned Toronto. It'd be cool to kind of see Kansas City come back into it, huh?
Yeah, I think Kansas City was one of the top ones on the list for a little bit there. So spending 2 years in Kansas City, I mean, that's a sports town, right? And they would just have an instant rivalry with the Blues. I mean, it's only 4 hours or so away. So that's not a bad option either. So, I mean, shoot, we're already up to almost 5. Right? I'm sure we could get 3 more.
Well, but then you're starting to scrape, like Quebec City, the people want it, but Gary Bettman, he's not going to, there's no money in Quebec City.
I don't know their financials, but maybe there isn't.
Well, apparently to him, but how he likes to handle things, it's all about the money and building up a fan base. So, as we have found out with who he selected to have first pick overall. So,
yeah, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Are we still pretending that that's random and that's totally based on chance, or are we being adults and recognizing that Gary Bettman just picks it?
I think it's good for the younger generations to just pretend that it isn't rigged. But yeah, there is an article. Gosh, I forgot who it was. I want to say it's coming out through The Athletic, but they did allow some press into like the whole process. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to kind of get the behind the scenes there. I mean, we can only speculate exactly what happens back there. It's just darts or something. They play Pong. They play some beer pong to decide.
At least, with the like the show of ping pong balls, there was like the illusion of some randomness. Right. But now with Dickhead just pulling up cards incorrectly, I might add. Not only I was laughing my fucking ass off. I'm like, Taylor, the Ducks don't get a pick this year.
Those poor Ducks, man. It's like the Scuds in Anaheim. It's backwards.
They just leave a blank spot on the draft board, like for the Ducks.
Yeah. Just says whatever team Wellesley is freaking cheering for just doesn't get a pick this year.
Oh fuck, that's so good.
No, it was a good time.
Oh, hey, there's
the man.
I thought I'd surprise you guys real quick. We just finished our stream on the other one, so I just wanted to come in and surprise you.
You guys had a real barn burner, huh?
That was the most non-exciting game I think we've ever seen.
Jesus Christ.
So, no, I just wanted to hop in and just say hi and just best of luck tonight. I won't stay long, but hopefully it goes better than whatever game we just did tonight. And yeah, just hope you guys have a good stream tonight. So I'm glad everything's been going good so far. And we were trying to get everybody to come over to your guys' because we had nothing going on. So yeah, just wanted to say best of luck tonight. Are you looking forward to tonight? I guess I'll just only ask.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's these poor people that are watching the stream that are going to have the worst time having to listen to me at chance. But
It's okay.
Have to look at our ugly mugs for a little while.
It'll be fun. So puck drop isn't happening for what, 10 more minutes or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I guess we got that wrong then. I thought it would have been at 9:30 tonight. So
it's the NHL, man. Anytime that they say it's going to start, it doesn't start.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Just wanted to say hi, guys, real quick, and I hope you have a lot of fun tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle.
Appreciate it.
Hi, guys. Have a great night.
Isn't that guy such a beauty?
Yeah, just in time. Oh, just in time to see Heiskanen's face. Yikes.
Oh.
Woof. I don't remember who hit him with that puck last game, but he got smacked.
I thought it was a Susie throw up. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's a good. My stream's a little behind yours. That's a cheek shot.
Yeah, that one hurts.
I thought that was an orbital bone for sure. No, it looks like he's doing okay.
Yeah, I think
we are Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, I mean, luckily it's not. Yeah, like you said, luckily it's not a little higher because that's one of the best defensemen in the freaking game as of this year, right? So it would not be fun to see him out. But
hey, Andrew, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Nothing happening too much at the moment. We're still waiting for some hockey to play. Apparently there was a game before this.
Yeah, it was shinny.
The New Jersey Devils didn't get the memo, so
yeah. Well, they did until middle of the second. So
fuck, man. That is just absolutely rough. They are struggling hard.
Any Devils folks that want to try to explain to us why Vanacek was put in instead of Akira, feel free to throw that in the comments. I'm still baffled, but
you'd think you'd give some trust in the guy that just won you a series against arguably the greatest goalie in the world.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't understand the Galaxy. It wasn't the ultimate worst. I saw words on Twitter. There's a bunch of words on Twitter. Huh. I saw words on Twitter, and they were in the form of saying like Mackenzie Blackwood in goal, and I'm like, oh no,
no.
I've seen this movie before.
They lose 2 games tonight somehow, and they're already out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4-1.
Jesus Christ, what an absolute fucking shit show that would be. I mean, it was already bad, but goddamn, it's rough. Carolina just looks, touch on that other series for a second. Carolina just looks unstoppable right now, and they're missing, 2 or 3 of their top scorers?
Svechin, they haven't really had patches all year, but yeah, having Svechnikov out that's nothing to scoff at. So yeah, that team is looking a little scary right now. There's also another team in the East we can get to at intermission that's looking a little bit scary as well. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, not that one. Ha ha ha. What do we think? What do you think of Leafs games? Andrew, we think that the Leafs, first off, funniest tweet that I've fucking seen so far is that the Kraken have more second round wins than the Maple Leafs do in 19 years.
Yeah.
Getting out of the first round. Man, I'd like, if there's Leafs fans on here, or if any of you guys listen to our show, we're pretty rough on Leafs fans, and I think it's good reason. Like when you sit there and chant, you're out in the streets parading around like you won round 1, like you just won the Stanley Cup, and then you start chanting for "Give us Florida."
Mm-hmm.
Folks, you got Florida.
You're just asking for it. Literally asking for it. Yeah. No, I think
this. You think they tear that down if it, like, say they get swept? Let's go worst case scenario here. They get swept tomorrow. You think they just fucking tear it down?
I think a team is going to be very happy having a new GM. I think Keefe. I've just never been sold on Keefe. I don't know how other Toronto fans feel about him. He seems like a good guy. It's just with the roster that Dubas was able to put together for the playoffs this year, to be down 3-rip to Florida, something's up there. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, but that's the first place people look, right? You're going to go right to the coach when you have the team on paper that they do. So I think you're going to see what people like to refer to as retooling, right? You're going to see, you're probably going to see some of those big names going. Someone somewhere is going to go. I think probably Nylander is going to be an easy target, but Yeah.
It sounds like he's the low hanging fruit, but
Yeah.
you got to think that it's got to be one of the core pieces. Like you and I have talked about it on the show before. Like Tavares probably isn't going anywhere with that contract, but they all have big contracts. Like that's the inherent issue here with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like they're locked in, like for better or for worse, they're locked into this team, and it's going to be, even if you wanted to trade Marner or Matthews or something like that, making, especially in this salary cap at crunch of a NHL we live in, very tough to make a trade like that happen, even if there was an interested party.
Yeah, you're gonna have to see a lot of money come back the other way. I do think. I mean, if you're looking at a lot of the successful teams, right? A lot of the success comes from down the middle. So I think it's hard for me to convince myself that one of JT or Matthews is gone. So the first place I'm looking is towards the wingers in that scenario. We already know Bunting's gone. It'd be interesting to see who picks him up, right? Especially after the 3-game absence in the first round. It'd be interesting to see who wants to take a chance. But
I know picking up Bunting. Golden Hills Nursing Home.
Yes, correct.
Yep.
I can't wait for him to go to Detroit and instantly all those Wings fans just change their tune. He's the best. He's a rookie again, and they're like, yeah, he's Calder for sure. So,
holy shit.
Yeah.
Got another question here. NHL 22 goal horns. What an interesting name. Go Knights, please. Who do you got in the playoffs or this series? Our picks have been, we're a loosely Kraken-centric podcast, so obviously we're cheering on the Kraken in this series. We're wanting Dallas to drop one here and go back to Dallas 3-1. What did we have? You had Dallas in 5, and I had Dallas. No, you had Dallas in 6. I had Dallas in 5.
Yeah.
So we're obviously wrong.
Sure. Yeah, I think in this series we kind of did. So we did this in round 1 with Colorado. We just looked on paper. Honestly, the Kraken coming into that first round were somewhat hot, but playing kind of these bottom dweller teams. I think they played the Coyotes 3 times and the Ducks 2 or something like that, right? So I think our picks were kind of based off of paper, and at the same time, we're those people that basically say, if we pick the other team and the team that we actively root for wins, then we feel better and can sleep at night. But yeah, so I think that's kind of the direction that we went, and obviously that's looking horrible already. But yeah, I think What do you think, Chance?
Well, I'm thinking that, in our series, it's, the things that we thought were the Kraken's strength and weakness. I think that our analysis of the team has been spot on. It's just that we thought that star power was eventually, these heavy hitters. The Colorado Avalanche, the big names on that team. God, by the way, boy, poor Landeskog. You think he ever skates again professionally?
It's 2 years in a row.
Fuck. He's getting complete cartilage replacement in his knee.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I honestly, it's going to be so hard to come back. I mean, looking at another series that's currently going on, it's hard for me to see Pacioretty coming back in any sort of full capacity.
That Achilles.
He
can't stop
back to back, right?
He might as well be Achilles with all the Achilles problems he's got.
Yeah.
So
I think I've had a few people ask me as the national anthem's going on, we should probably give her a little silence here, but
yeah.
There you go. I don't know how far behind you are for me, but that's
It's
good
still,
to go.
yeah, it's all good.
That's my sign to crack another. Anyone in the Pacific Northwest knows this beer. It starts with an R and ends with an R, so
it's a vitamin of some kind, I hear.
Yeah, there's vitamins in it.
Yeah. So yeah, to wrap that up, I mean, at this point, like at this point, I almost don't want to keep doubting the Kraken, or I want to keep doubting them because they're just proving me wrong because I want them to win.
Sure.
And first series I was like, oh, star power, and then this series it's like, oh shit, they've got star power and depth. And unfortunately, next series, if they do win this one, they're going to go on and take a tough. Hey, Joey, it's going to take even. It's either going to be high power, star power, or you're going to get another like even deeper team in Vegas. So Kraken's got their work cut out for them if they make it to the next round. As far as Vegas goes, Taylor and I are not necessarily fans of the makeup of the Edmonton Oilers. Even with their efforts to make them a little deeper, they're still very top heavy. And at the end of the day, if you shut down McDavid and Draisaitl, that team's just not, they're a shadow of what they are. So,
sure.
I think Vegas is going to take that one, but that one's tough. That one's pretty tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. My feed. Yeah, you're a little ahead of me.
Yeah, early push from the Stars there.
They needed it. They got their asses handed to them last game.
Is there anyone that you like more on Dallas than freaking Robertson, though?
No, the guy is just lovable. You gotta love him.
He's just so cute.
You gotta absolutely love Robo. I think Dallas fans would appreciate him playing a little better, but yeah, definitely a likable guy. Yeah, Sippy Tango right here. Robertson's been visible this postseason. That's definitely absolutely true. Unfortunately, because I mean, as somebody, I take an interest in guys that are on my fantasy team throughout the year, and Robertson was probably one of my leading point producers, and got high hopes to do something in the playoffs, but it's just not happened.
Interestingly enough, I wonder if it has something to do with, I mean, one of his big knocks was not having the foot speed, right? I wonder if that, I haven't just focused on him, but I wonder if that does play a role. Oh, big chance.
You're gonna get to tell me when somebody gets a goal because I'm slightly behind you.
I know. It's a little concerning because my reaction.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to hold it in. I'll try to do my best.
No, you're good. In fact, I could probably try to find a better stream.
Yeah, I only had to click through about 16 Adobe Acrobat pop-ups and ads, and no hentai today, but
no hentai porn. That's interesting.
Yeah,
usually, I think that these streams that we use are specifically sponsored by Adobe, hentai, and gambling.
Sure, MGM.
Yep. Oh, that was a big hit.
I wonder if that has something to do with the search history on the browser.
Could be.
You call that cookies?
Yeah. Yes.
Wonder if our cookies are just a little out of whack. That's all I'm going to get on Instagram now.
Let me see if I can pull up another stream.
That line for the Stars is still Hintz, Robo, and is it Curvy Ranta? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Good forward check there by Gord.
Hackstall's been really leaning on that third line this entire. I mean, it seems like after maybe game 3 or 4 of the Colorado series.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about it, right? I mean, Bjorkstrand came over as a very good two-way player. So it kind of makes sense to kind of throw him out there against some of those big dogs.
Guy's been kind of a sleeping giant all year. I mean,
Sure.
everybody's been hoping for it to happen, and it's finally come about.
Oh, big pressure here.
What time's your stream at?
I don't know. 15:42.
15:42?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm ahead of you.
Oh shit. All right. Well, you're better at not jumping the gun than me.
I jumped forward in time, so we're good.
Sounds right. Oh, someone look a little high. You take one up high or what?
Yeah, looks like it. Doesn't look like they're calling Wenberg on anything, though.
Hit himself in the face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Little elbow. Yeah, one PSA for everybody out there watching. Our pronunciation on names is just whatever comes out of our beer-induced thought process. So if we say something completely wrong, please let us know.
Yeah, I think we knew the Kraken's rookie's actual pronunciation like the first day because I found a tweet about it, and then now we just read it phonetically like how it is, and that's definitely not how it is. So
I like to say it with a little twang to it, just car tie. You know.
Yep.
Looks like they are getting one.
Yeah, what's
Marchment 27. That little elbow.
they're messing with they're messing with something on the glass right now. It's delaying play.
That gives us a good shot of the fan base. See one.
Oh, it's
one
like
weirdo not wearing Kraken shit.
I think it's like a bench camera or something.
Yeah, he's messing with it.
That makes sense. Pete DeBoer, 15th NHL. What a coach, you know?
Yeah.
Does he have a cup?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, Sharks forever, right? And Sharks didn't have one.
Yeah, that's true. He was the longtime Sharks coach.
Yeah.
I just forget. I mean, obviously nothing with Vegas, so yeah, I guess not. He's always been a perennial get him to the conference final guy.
Bridesmaid.
Yeah. Bridesmaid, never a bride.
Never the bride.
Mm-hmm.
There's the first 27 dresses reference there. Plenty more where that came from.
You guys are getting really treated. Oh, they even have a ladder out on the ice right now. There's some serious repair shit going on right now. Back in a moment after we work on the glass. So, yeah, I don't think that they haven't put a penalty up or anything.
I mean, he did catch him a little bit with the end of that. So,
yeah, absolutely. Definitely hit him with the elbow, the high elbow. Yeah. Wenberg has had, we've been kind of hard on Wenberg throughout the playoffs or the regular season. Guy's always just he's a pass first dude, but it seems like now that he's getting more range, he's actually becoming more useful for the Kraken.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just carried over from last season, and him really only getting that contract because he had a couple good years on him, right? He had one good year in Florida, and I think he had one good year in Columbus, right? So it was like, oh yeah, perfect. Over the last 7 years, you've had 2 good seasons, so let's give him a good contract. So I think he definitely has played better hockey this year, and then into the playoffs, he's definitely. He's more noticeable, I think, is the main thing there.
NHL 22 Goalhorn says, I heard breaking news the Arizona Coyotes are staying at Mullet Arena.
Hell yeah. Oh, the Coyotes got a Coyotes little image on there, too. What a guy.
Yeah, there's a Coyotes fan in there. You and NHL 22 Goalhorns can hang out and talk about how great Keller is.
Keller. I used to be the obnoxious guy. Maybe 22 Goalhorns used to hear me at the Coyotes games. I used to be the obnoxious guy. It's just dead silent in the rink, and the Coyotes are getting smashed, and I'd yell, "Do something, Keller!" And just a couple beers deep. I don't think not more than like 6 or 7.
Was that the same day that you tried to fight the Flames fans?
No, that was a different day.
Mm,
It was a different day.
fair enough. Okay.
Trying to tell me that Cam Talbot was like one of the best goalies ever. It's like,
Oh, Jesus
you
Christ.
you should just go back.
I am very curious to see if the Flames just completely rebound after Daryl Sutter gets canned.
I think they will. I mean, Huberdeau and Uyghur have way too much skill to have the seasons that they did.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. Like those two guys are. I mean, are they combined? Are they better than Kachuk? Yeah. Apart, I don't know. Huberdeau maybe.
Dude, you can't. It's hard to pass up on Kachuk's all around. Like he just, he bangs bodies. He's a little dirty, but he gets under your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can bury goals. I think he had another 100-point season. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And NHL 22 goals. Just kidding. Breaking news: Arizona's getting a new arena. Yeah, we knew that.
I hope so.
Well, we hope. I mean, we have to see if the vote. Yeah, maybe NHL 22 Goalhorns knows when the vote is, because we
put that in the comments, please.
All we know is Gary Bettman's been down there pushing real hard.
They sent a bunch of guys down there, didn't they? I'm sure Donor was there doing, talking something up. Wouldn't be surprised if they had Larry Fitzgerald. That's an NFL reference for anybody that just watches hockey.
I'm throwing it up. NHL 22 Goalhorns. That was there was a delay in the game because I think a camera got knocked off the glass.
Yeah, something at least. Oh, buzzing.
Yeah. See, this is how the Kraken they'll sit back and they can take the waves because they've got. I think even it was talked on the flagship of all of the hockey podcasts, Spit and Chicklets. They were saying that, parroting finally what all of us Kraken podcasts have been saying. This is a team of second lines. First line's a second line. Second line's a second line. Third line's a second line. Fourth line's a second line. That kind of depth is dangerous in this kind of league, and it obviously can sometimes outweigh star power. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the Kraken right now.
I mean, everybody that's been watching hockey for a while knows that, depth honestly can beat out star power pretty regularly. But I think a key factor to it, and the reason that we kind of were a little lower on the Kraken to start the playoffs, is you have to have pretty elite goaltending on top of that. Yeah. And then some defense. I mean, you look at Vegas's success there. First couple years, especially that first year, right? Not big name D, but guys that just play defense.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, if you have that forward depth with, especially, the way the Kraken do with kind of the second line running from 1 to 4, that's huge. And that's what we didn't really see a ton of in the regular season with the Kraken. And then, the playoffs, Gru has decided that he wants to play goalie. And, and the defense, honestly, as much as I shit on Jamie Alexiak, his playoffs has looked pretty good. So
it was fun. Did you like that tweet of most defense that game 2 was it that they dropped where they were just fucking terrible? And it was your buddies, your two buddies that were at the bottom of liability.
Oh yeah, I know you tagged me in that. That's that's regular season Kraken hockey, baby.
It's rough. Hopefully, I mean, they seem to be going around it, and they just got depth. I mean, how did we say the rookie's name again?
Cartier.
I keep wanting to say Karate.
Well, it looks like Karate.
It does look like Karate. Man, he's come up and he's been playing like he doesn't want to go back.
Yeah. What always throws me off with his name is his first name is Ty, right? So then his last name looks like Kartai.
Mm-hmm.
But, you got to just mentally prepare yourself for it not to be Kartai.
Yeah, Dallas is definitely getting a pushback here in this game.
Yeah, they are.
They're coming out quick. Well, and Heiskanen's kind of making the push right now. It's, I mean, God, is he sounding like that? This team, I don't want to say they live and die by him, but Christ on sale. We saw what happened when he went out last game. They just fell apart.
I mean, besides maybe Essa Lindell, like they just don't have a ton of firepower on the back end outside of Heiskanen. And rightfully so. Heiskanen, in my opinion, has shown that he is very close to a top 10 defender this year.
What are you telling me? Are you telling me that the answer wasn't John Klingberg?
I mean,
what do you mean? He did so much good for the Duckies this year.
Dude, all he did was I don't even think he got him a second round pick. That's terrible.
That the NHL tried to take away from you.
Right.
As they flip over the upside down card for the Ducks. Like that's the final fuck you. It's like fine, we'll give you the second pick, but we're not gonna like it. And
we're not happy about it. I think it was funny seeing what Pete Blackburn said. He said like this is the definition of the Ducks like last 6 years or something. Yeah. And it's just the upside down Duck logo. Oh, that's a big chance.
God, I would say if that doesn't convince ownership of the Ducks to change that fucking logo, I don't know what because that's literally what happened. They got like the D looks like it can work either way, so they just fucked it up. It was upside down, but they didn't fucking know. So
I think what's great about it is Daly he was looking at the cards, right? So he's looking at the correct direction. Mm-hmm. And it just did not compute in his brain that he had to like flip it over a certain way. You know, good for him.
It didn't make any sense. Sippy Tango, giving us some Stars background. It says Heiskanen is our rock. He's our quarterback, literally our best player. Klingberg wasn't good for our system. He was a turnover machine. I love him though.
Yeah, no, Klingberg's a good dude. I got to hear a lot of it's such a good chance. That's anyone but Larson. Yeah, I got to see a bunch of his interviews. Like everyone on the Ducks loved Klingberg. You know, Klingberg. It wasn't Klingberg's fault in Dallas Eakins' system. Dallas Eakins was a terrible coach. But yeah, Heiskanen. I mean, not necessarily hiding underneath Klingberg, but to an extent, right? And Klingberg being gone, it was just wide open for him. And man, he showed. I think he was 3rd overall. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whoever put that in there.
Yeah, Sippy Tango.
Agree, Sippy.
Saying one of the best offensive defense in the league.
I mean, he's my keeper in my fantasy hockey league, so I completely agree there. Yeah, we got a slash. Ebbs.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried, but Kraken PK has been pretty solid.
I call that every day. Come on now.
Oh, I sent you a link in the private chat.
I don't know how to read.
So that way I was in the past and now you're in the past.
So my only issue with this is I have a absolute garbage laptop that I bring these streams up on because I just click on all the hentai stuff and obviously gives me trouble. Surprisingly.
Ooh, Sippy Tango says he's got a good feed. Yeah, hell, man. Share it with us. We'll take it. As long as it doesn't have Adobe ads, MGM gambling ads, or hentai.
It's probably got all 3.
He's like, it's got all 3, actually. It's what makes it great. Here we go. Okay. Hacky stream.
Oh, I like that. It's good.
A little hacky. Uh-oh. Oh, Robertson, you just fucked it up, bud. He just had a prime power play turnover right in front of Grubauer. It was him, and he missed the fucking net. Maybe it's playoff jitters. He's just young, you know? This is not his first. It's not his first year in the playoffs.
No.
Sippy Tango say Robertson's been a fucking dog. I mean, you're not wrong. He's not playing great, but it just hurts my soul to say that because he is a really good hockey player. He's just not. There are those players that they thrive in the regular season, and then they absolutely struggle once they hit playoffs. It's like their game is not suited for. Their game works in a 82 game season because they're, everybody. On any given night, you can catch a team flat-footed. Whereas in the playoffs, every team is bringing it. Well, except for the Devils. They're bringing it every single fucking night more often than not. And that kind of stuff that normally will work in a flat-footed defenseman that's called up from the AHL just won't work in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with, too. I mean, we kind of saw it a little bit in the Rangers series, too. You want those big dogs to, like, you want your top guys to score in the first game, right? You got to get the monkey off the back.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like if you start a little slow, and especially in, like you were saying, if your regular season game, doesn't necessarily attribute directly to playoff hockey, like you got to get hot quick, right? So then you just got the confidence level up. So I probably got a little bit of it. Dallas had some good chances on that power play.
Oh, absolutely. Oh. Did you try that hacky stream?
No.
Oh, your laptop still hentai out?
Oh man, the last stream that I tried literally sent me like 5 different pop-up windows, and then I accidentally clicked on one to try to X out, and it turned into like 25.
And then you're like me, you're having to cancel your debit card because somebody bought $100 VPN.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. What I love about my VPN is that it doesn't work during the playoffs for ESPN anyways. So, yeah, there's a great purchase there.
Jesus,
stupid. Trying to give the NHL all my money, and they're still not trying to take it.
They seriously don't want it. Like, you and I have talked about this on the show many times. Like, by the way, those who are new to the stream right now, we are the hosts of the Dusty Bender podcast, Chance Watson and Taylor Wells. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are having a good time watching the game and listening to us chat. Yeah, we've talked about it on the show before, but what was I talking about? Lost my train of thought.
Something about buying.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it on the show before. Like, there are plenty of hockey fans that would be more. Oh, Grubauer just had an incredible save. Woo! Damn, he just got a tip of his glove on it. That was fucking a great save. What Dallas is really fucking cranking up the heat right now. The NHL, like, there's so many opportunities. There are plenty of hockey fans out there that would drop $100, hell, even $200 to just have the luxury of being able to watch every game. But
yeah,
you can't. There's not that option. Like, you have to piecemeal together. Like, you have to buy cable for TNT and ESPN, and then you've got, the NHL network. If you wanted every game, you're basically buying like 3 to 4 different channels, and then you're still not guaranteed everything. So I don't know. I'm not until the day that Gary Bettman makes it convenient for me to give him money. I'm not going to give him any.
Yo, Sippy Tango, you are the man. This man or lady, this is freaking money, this hacky stream.
Oh, shit,
Hello.
Really?
Yeah, this is great.
Sippy Tango, absolutely, man. We've all been there. What was it, Taylor? Last year, you bought the big advertised, like, the NHL package?
Yep.
Where they promise every out-of-market game or something like that, and you're like, okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad. And then it's, you live west of the Mississippi. We're going to not give you any of those games.
Yeah, you get to watch, like, fucking curling or something.
You can.
To me, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, I've had Game Center. I've had Game Center and ESPN Plus is what I had last year, I believe. Yeah, it's just, and what's crazy is I've had, like, AHL for the Ducks. San Diego Gulls is like the Ducks AHL team. And they do it right. So you can pay a price to where you can see every single Gulls game, right? They have that built into their packages, and it's just fucking perfect.
Yep.
But yeah, apparently the Mason Dixon tax, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's because I think the NHL still has, DirecTV and all that stuff in their back pocket, and it's just ridiculous, man. Asinine.
What's your time at right now?
I got 6:41.
Ooh, we just keep fighting each other for better. You're 7 seconds ahead of me.
Hell yeah. Good. I like to be in the front.
I guess I could. I guess I could probably jump over to your stream now and see that works.
That is a good one though. I didn't have to click through any freaking ads. That's money.
Hockey fans just looking out for each other on how to
right.
steal the NHL's product.
That's right.
I mean, they stole the draft, so gave it to fucking Chicago.
I told you before the draft, the Ducks were probably going to pick third just because it could happen. It was going to happen. Oh man, Otter hasn't really even been tested. I haven't even really seen him. I do like that he has a little actual picture of an otter on the side of his helmet. I think that's gold.
Just embracing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. Hacky stream. It's not pulling up for me. Hacky dot. Oh, it's probably because I should put an R in the word stream. Huh?
Oh, Steam isn't pulling up, huh?
Hacky Steam is not a thing.
It's gonna take you somewhere really fucking weird.
The darkest tentacle porn you can think of. Oh, even the sound quality on this is 1,000 times better.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. This is a good one. Sippy Tango, you're gonna get a shout out on our show as well.
Hell yeah. Oh, Tanev with a little chance there.
Oh fuck.
I think we're seeing a little more of a this is more Dallas hockey here. This is definitely they got the legs going a lot more tonight, I think.
I mean, it's amazing how much height Heiskanen influences his fucking hockey team. It's just nuts. Like you mentioned before, Lindell's solid, but you're right. That's a penalty for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You knew it too. Yep.
How many times do we see that from the Kraken? Like that, it's that word, the hustle of, and then you insert the name, and then somebody's getting a penalty because they had to fucking interfere with them because they were just hustling to a dumped puck.
Yeah.
Like it sounds so simple, and I think that's why one of the many reasons why the Kraken don't get any national coverage is because their style is simple. Like it's not boring like the Barry Trotz Islanders years, but it's straightforward. Like dump and chase is not a problem for the Seattle Kraken.
It's encouraged.
Right. It's encouraged. They don't mind it at all. Like it's get it deep hockey. Like it's rarely do you see turnovers from this team because they're just going to beat you in, that old style of hockey, playing deep below the goal line.
Definitely.
And they somehow do it. Scotia Bank.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that they did this year is, I think an extra year of Hackstall's system obviously helps things out. But I think, they do have a little more star power. And I think one of those names is obviously Matty Beniers is just a motor, right?
Yeah.
And so, with the skill on top of it, and he seems like a locker room guy as well. So yeah, it's just I think he's leading. I think he's leading by example as even a rookie, right? I think it's him coming in there is crazy. So yeah, even with the additions of Burakovsky and Bjorkstrand definitely helped that team out quite a bit.
But man, can you imagine if we had? Well, you're getting. Shit! Oh shit! Do you see who has joined the chat?
Fart Liquors. What a goob.
That sounds difficult to do, Mr. Lewis. Welcome to the stream.
How's he watching the stream? He's elbow deep in poopy dipes right now.
That's right. You can't be doing anything. Oh, PSG fan. Welcome back, bud. Welcome back to the stream. Getting back right now. Okay. Kraken on the power play.
Power play.
What are we like 0 for 100 on this?
4 for 27, 1 for 6 in the series. Oof.
I'm seeing McCann's not out on the power play right now.
That's like the one place he should be playing tonight.
Yeah, that's honestly I'd cut his minutes in even strength and just put him out on the power play.
Give him the Phil Kessel treatment, eh?
Yeah. Juan, greetings from Mexico, man. Hey.
Welcome, dude.
Juan, I was just down in Mexico not too long ago. I have my where is it? You can see right behind. Oh, not that shoulder. This shoulder, right there. I got a mask from when I was down in Mexico. A Kraken mask down there. They painted it for me.
Isla Mujeres. Yeah.
Yeah, Isla Mujeres. Got it down there. You got one too, but yours you got the like hand painted one that was right in front of my face.
Yeah, I got the one where the guy, you were just like, yeah, I need a second one actually, dude. And he was like, all right, let me just spray this one on.
That's exactly what happened.
I got it in there too. Uh-oh.
That's 100%, but you're going to get called that every time. You can't snap a stick like that. Come on. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep, they're going to call that every single time.
Yep. It's one of those automatics. Yeah, you can't slash some dude's stick. Let's take a look at it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's 100% a slash. You're not getting away with that.
Yeah.
Guys, just like, I'm just going to snap this thing in half.
I do see some people on the Twitter machine that talk about like it's not fair that like that gets called, but then one where the stick doesn't break, same
yes and no
level of slash. But
look, we could sit here all stream and just talk about fucking. Ooh, shout out to Mel's with Davy Jones Locker. She's showing off the light up bracelets they gave away at the Kraken game tonight.
We should get Mel's on the stream from the arena.
That would be super cool.
Yeah. Well, 4-on-4 hockey for us.
Oh, so exciting.
Baby.
The Kraken were pretty solid at 3-on-3, so maybe this is something that's akin to that a little bit.
Open things up a little. This seems like a Rupe Hintz wonderland out here. Just walk everybody.
Really was. I was big on Rupe Hintz early on.
Uh-oh, the stream is behind the score here. So maybe we'll get it in a second. That is a Jamie Benn snipe.
Okay.
Yeah. Jamie freaking Benn, dude.
Okay, we're not too far behind.
Yeah. Yeah, big goal for Dallas. That's 4-on-4. I think the penalty technically had expired for Dallas though, so it evens things up. But yeah, looks like they got 5 on the ice. So yeah, that's a snipe.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about the. Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, the little pull drag shot too.
Yeah, that was through traffic, perfect placement. Like that's a goal scorer's goal. I don't. You could maybe go after the offenseman in front of Ben right there to maybe pressure him a little harder, but honestly, that's a hell of a goal. You can't really put that on anybody. That's just talent.
It's just not a shot I have in my arsenal for men's league.
No, I don't have that.
God.
Devin Lewis writes, no shout out for Stevie Y's birthday. Are you even a real Wings fan?
Oh,
well, I do my best to try to not, unlike very obnoxious Leafs fans, I try not to interject Red Wing stuff into everything and try to lead back to it. But
Wings fans do it too.
Yeah, I'm just not to the degree that Maple Leafs fans do. Like shit, that we've got Maple Leafs fans are currently like if you jump on Twitter, they're currently freaking out that tomorrow they're going to go with Woll as in goal. There are 2 games on today. Yet we're arguing about who is going to be playing in goal for the Leafs tomorrow.
Oh, what a pass. Damn. Who missed that one? Larson?
Yeah. Sippy Tango. Leafs fans are going to be sad tomorrow. Boy, we hope so.
I mean, just a Florida sweep would be amazing for everyone involved.
Same. No, they would remain without any wins in the second round. That would be just so great.
That would be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Florida, it's just, and it's crazy because obviously you're gonna. I mean, 95% of the hockey world had them losing in that first round.
Yep.
Right. And so I think you just, they were kind of just taking them lightly, but Bob's playing good hockey. They actually are pretty deep up front. And then their defense, Brandon Montour is having an absolute renaissance for them too. Not to mention, I mean, Gustav Forsling didn't even have that great of a year compared to last year. And he's still back there with Ekblad and those guys. And freaking Radko Gudas of all people, like
unreal.
Just
absolutely unreal.
Metal tied to the guy's ankles, and he still somehow can play hockey. It makes no sense to me. But
guys, an absolute beast.
Decent.
Oh, oof, Ottinger, come on, bud. He hasn't been tested very much this game, though.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure. I think this is the best that the Kraken have put kind of a good amount of pressure on him. So,
I would say definitely. I mean, we are looking at a pushback from Dallas. Like they got their asses handed to them last game. They were obviously going to push back. They weren't just going to sit back and take it. So this was inevitable. And I think that, going into the second period, if we can go into the second period down by 1, probably not a bad thing.
Mini Joe, man. That guy used to be the thorn in my playoff watching when he was with the Sharks.
For many years. Yeah, he's a good hockey player.
Just a gamer. In the words of Paul Maurice, just a gamer.
Absolutely. Hey, everybody who is we'll wait 48 seconds. No, now there's not a face-off. Everybody who's new to the stream, we are the hosts for the Dusty Bender podcast. Please go subscribe to us on whatever podcast you listen in on. Chance Watson and Taylor Wells calling the game for you guys today, doing some commentary, hanging out with you, drinking some alcoholic beverages, hoping that the Seattle Kraken. Well, we hope everybody has fun, but we're leaning toward the Kraken a little bit.
I do hope everyone has fun.
Unless you're playing Edmonton, then I don't hope Evander Kane has fun.
God, that little shit, dude.
Do you see him? He is just fucking full of piss and vinegar.
Sure is. He's just the kid when you're growing up playing hockey that, like, your team goes down a couple goals and it's the end of the fucking world.
And he's just gonna two-hand somebody out of anger.
Two-hand someone or run them or God knows what he's gonna do. There's Canner out there.
Yeah,
good old fucking Canner.
Can always count on him to fucking blow his top. That's nuts.
Sure.
All right.
Look at Jamie Benn. There's a little bit of a scrum going on after the whistle. He's skating back towards the freaking tunnel and skating backwards, just giving him the death stare. Oof. That would have been a pretty sick goal. Right on. You got 1 period in the books, folks. We got a 1-0 lead for Dallas. Shots were a little uneven. I think they started to kind of even up there in the end of the period. I don't technically see it on this little list, but yeah, good stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a good game so far. I think if anybody was watching this game beforehand, the vibes were good coming into this, but it's very it's not like the Carolina games where they're just carrying in this dominant performance every game. Usually when that happens, you're dealing with a situation where you're going to get a response next game. And that's what we got. First period was the Kraken holding back the Dallas response from game 3, where they just got absolutely their shit kicked in. So I'm hopeful to see the Kraken maybe respond here in the second period and kind of even things out a little bit.
I mean, you knew Otter was going to respond back for sure. So
yeah, his statistics are fucking nuts when it comes to like rebound games.
Yeah, that's how you win, dude.
Boy, ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. Well, let's take a little commercial break. I got to go re-up on some beer. Everyone else should probably be re-upping on some beer, and we'll see you here in a second.
Sounds good to me. And we're back.
Sure are.
Well,
Funny.
once
Yeah.
again, folks who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the stream. I am Chance Watson with you. As always, Taylor Wells. We are the hosts of the Dusty Bender podcast, part of the Hockey Podcast Network. Please subscribe to us and check us out for all hockey talk. I think we like to say, come for the hockey talk, stay for the laughs. So come on by for some good hockey commentary, and if you're looking to have a little fun with us.
I've never heard anyone else that listens to the show say that, though, so I'm a little concerned that we're just not actually funny.
That we're not.
Starting to get worried.
It's just us laughing into the void.
Just yeah.
We've got old time fans that are like, yeah, I liked it better when they were talking about Tortorella in a gimp suit or something.
Sure. Is that who it was? It was Torts.
That was Torts in a gimp suit. You know he wears one.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Just and not like sexually. It's not like him and his wife are just getting down in a gimp suit. He walks around his garden in it.
Right.
Yeah. That's
just
a terrible pour.
Oh, that is rough.
God, I'm trash, dude.
That is not solid head right there.
No. Last time I told someone that they poured me a shit beer, though, I got slapped in the face.
I agree, Joey. Thanks, I appreciate it. I like when people agree with me. Makes me feel validated.
That's why I try not to.
God, I know. We usually more often than not do, and then we're like, fuck.
I know it. Come up with something that we both we disagree on.
Yeah, cheers, Joey. Fun P. Thanks for the stream. You guys got it. You absolutely. We're happy to be here. Happy to talking you guys through this Kraken game with the Dallas Stars. Obviously, we're kind of rooting for the Kraken over here. I was trying to manifest some good vibes. Taylor and I both have our Dusty Bender hats on, but shout out to my boy Josh. Went to, I think, game 4, and game 3, game 4 was last series, game 3, game 4.
Colorado, I think, yeah.
He picked up the shirt for me, and got a little Kraken little shrine going on back here between the stuff that I picked up at the Hub. Christ, we haven't even mentioned the Hub Tavern. Hub Tavern, big sponsor of the Dusty Bender podcast. We were just out there not too long ago. Gave us a nice shout out along with them in their article about the Spokesman review.
Sure did. Yeah, they like what they hear, I guess. He thinks we're funny.
He does think that we're funny, apparently. So glad to hear that. Good folks over at the Hub Tavern. If any of you guys are in the Pacific Northwest, Eastern Washington, Northern Idaho, or if you're just traveling that direction, definitely recommend checking out the Hub Tavern. They're the Dusty Bender podcast sponsors. They're on the Anchor Alliance for the Kraken. It is the hockey bar. Definitely feel like you're right at home when you're there. Lots of other hockey fans in the area, and they support their own. They support local boys. So definitely a nice little plug for the Hub Tavern. We love them. Sure.
Yeah, and you and I try to get over. We've been over to a Kraken game each year at least.
We did. One of the things I like to hang our hat on is that we went to. Well, you weren't there, but I was.
Nah.
The exhibition game. You were out of country, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in Croatia, I think.
That's right. And I had to look that up on a map.
Yeah, so did I. My wife just literally sets up these trips, and I'm like, so what time do we leave in the morning?
Right. Like, you have no idea. You don't even know where you're going till you get there.
Yeah, she just wakes me up and like moves me physically into the driver's seat of the car.
Right.
And then I drive up to the airport. So.
Yeah. Robert Watson jumping on. That name sounds familiar. Robert Watson, huh? Robert, the game is on whatever stream you'd like to steal the game from. I can actually send you many of them.
If you can scroll up in the comments too, I think.
Yeah.
Tango hit us up.
Yeah. So Robert Watson would be my father.
Hey,
jumping onto the stream. My father is we're always looking for better streams to get so we don't have to deal with all the fucking hentai and gambling ads. that give your computer, the equivalent of like digital aids.
I did have one. It was with the old one. I think it was like Sports Surge or something, where I had even closed my laptop up, and then the next time I pulled Chrome back up, it's just it's just the freaking dance going on with the freaking jugs, man. I was like, I was like, I gotta wipe this whole thing again.
Yeah, it's done. You basically gotta just burn it at this point.
But here she is. She's up and she's rolling.
Yeah, she is. That's going pretty good.
This poor little laptop, dude. So this is.
You got it, Sippy. Not a problem.
This is what I've been using to stream for years. This laptop, I got it for when I was going to college, and so I got this like $200 super cheap laptop, and my sister got a fucking '67 Ford Mustang. I'll never let my fucking parents live that one down. I tell you what.
Having a good laptop, man. I for a long time I had a MacBook through late high school and all through college, and that thing lasted me for quite a long time, honestly.
Oh yeah, I do have a MacBook. I got it through my old job, but I had to send it in because they're getting sued. So there's like a whole bunch of so I had to wipe all my weird stuff off of there. But,
it's a sad day when you got to wipe your laptop.
I know it. I had to transfer it to the external hard drive.
Oof. Not up into the cloud?
No. No, the cloud doesn't want to see like butt naked pictures of me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The cloud can't handle it. It'll vomit.
Just starts raining acid. Yeah.
Fuck's sakes.
I don't know about anyone else. This room is hot.
Oh, you burning up in there?
Dude, I got the sun. I got the afternoon Seattle sun just burning down on me. And I'm white as fuck, so it doesn't help.
That's true. If those who are on the stream did not notice, we are white.
Correct.
Shockingly Caucasian, one could say.
Yeah. I do like my little background. I didn't quite have time to throw up. I have a bunch of Kraken stuff too. I got a little Eberle bobblehead I still got to get to you, but he's not currently bobbling. He should be, but he's not.
Oh, here we go. I don't know who. Tyler Durden. Of all the players, so Robert Watson, of all the players in the NHL this year, who would you fight?
Clayton Keller.
Clayton Keller? He's such a nice boy.
I know, but if I'm going to win something, I want to win my first one. Yeah. I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
If I wanted it. More
spit it, man. Just more pink than white. Yeah, that's definitely. It's hot in here, man. It's hot in this room.
It's not even late enough in the summer. My freckles haven't even come out yet.
That's right. Lighting in here I got these warm I blame the light. I'm blaming the lighting right now. You got this lighting, the warm lighting in this room. It's making me look that. So, are you gonna be live tomorrow? Oh, let's bring that up. You're going to be live tomorrow for the Panthers game. Not that Hockey Podcast Network most likely will be, but we will not probably be there. Not that game won't. They probably don't want us on there. It would just be like, since we have no vested interest in one team or the other than just to see Maple Leafs fans cry. They probably don't want us doing that game. We would love it. We would absolutely love it. We got Robert Watson on here. His favorite player is Anthony Duclair. He loves the guy because he's a Columbus fan.
Duke, man.
He was on there. He apparently he didn't get along with Torts very well, but it doesn't sound like anybody does.
Yeah, nobody does. So
I mean, if Florida gets through, because everybody's focusing on the epic Toronto, fucking Titanic sink that Toronto would be if they lose that. But I think if Florida makes it to the conference final, they're going to have their work cut out for them with I almost said they almost had the work cut out with the Canes. Yeah. But shit, that's another good point. Sippy Tango not liking Torts, gasp. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Yeah, he's not. Apparently, him and Daryl Sutter are fucking as cuddly as a hedgehog. So
and Babcock, it's just like this trifecta of hatred.
oh my god, they would just they. Oh, you like Sippy Tango? I like. He says I like torts. I mean, I feel like sitting down and having a right, exactly. But I wouldn't want to work for him. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I bet Torts is a good, solid, salt of the earth kind of guy. But no, I wouldn't want him to be my coach. I wouldn't want him to be my boss. That sounds terrible.
I love dry humor, so I would. Yeah, I'm sure Torts with a couple beers in his system is hilarious.
Totally. Oh, absolutely. Definitely have a beer with the guy. Maybe even like in his prime. Would love to have been on a team with him. But no, I wouldn't want him to be
those
my coach.
Vancouver teams.
Yeah. Rob Watson says I'd fight Max Domi.
There you go.
What a pick.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he playing in this game?
I think so.
He's been kind of quiet since he got traded over from Chicago.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with Mark Wahlberg too. That guy's fucking jacked.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to piss off Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, dude.
Wow, that means we're rooting against Marky Mark right now.
It hurts the soul a little bit.
It does, because I'm a big Marky Mark fan. So
yeah, we're with Macklemore and Marshawn Lynch over here.
That's right. God, we need more Seattle celebrities. Who's the guy who the computer keyboards and shit brand Razer? I think he's a Seattle guy.
Sure.
Need to think Kurt Cobain.
Oh, there you go.
Kurt Cobain. We should probably get him to a game.
Yeah, he's probably there somewhere. In spirits.
In spirit. I mean, he's there every time the Kraken score.
Sure. I honestly, they've been having better bands during the playoffs at these Kraken games, but remember when we were there, they did like a cover band or something that was just, shout more power to them for getting up there. But man,
yeah. Sippy Tango, real quick. He says Domi's 18's been actually working. He's just very unselfish. That's good. Glad to hear. I mean, that's kind of what his MO was before his like recent success in Chicago. Like the guy was just always. There's a reason why he's so short, but like everybody loves the guy, and he's just a fucking. He does the right things. He's one of those guys that is like an analytical wonder. He's always there, and he does the right things. So yeah, I definitely am a Max Domi fan. I'm a problem with the guy at all. Fun P. We were talking about Seattle celebrities. Sean Kemp. Yeah, definitely a Seattle Kraken fan. Actually, for my day job, we actually just talked about him. He was using our equipment. Sean Kemp's opening up his own line of joints and weed, and nice. he's been using our machines to not roll his joints, but to fill his joints. So pretty stoked about that. That was super cool. Sean Kemp, the Rain Man himself.
Yeah. I did have a buddy on the golf course this weekend though that was complaining about the crutches that he bought. So I'm hoping they weren't yours, bub.
Oh fuck, that's not. They're definitely not us. We don't make the cones. Like we just fill the cones.
I see.
Yeah, we fill them and close them.
All right.
We don't do the twist tops. We do like the little punches, like the Dutch crowns.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Donnell. Never seen you guys before. Chance and Wells. Are you guys new in the live stream? We are new on the live stream. Thanks for the shout out. And that's another example. We are the hosts of the Dusty Bender podcast, one of the Kraken podcasts on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We appreciate you guys subscribing. Subscribe and listen to us. We like to have fun on the show and talk Kraken, but we also talk about everything else in the league. So it doesn't matter if you're specific a Kraken fan or not. We talk about pretty much everything, and we like to have some fun along the way. So please subscribe to us. Leave a nice review. Check out the Dusty Bender Hockey Podcast. And yeah.
Why don't you give him a little passer? Yeah, he has. So yeah, a quick Domi thought. That's what you add in the playoffs, right? You add a good. Realistically, Domi is probably more towards the third line guy, but he's got the scoring upside. So yeah, good pickup from Dallas. I liked the Domi pickup for sure.
Yeah. Donnell, real quick, do you guys think the NHL lottery is fixed? Yes, I absolutely think that, especially now that they don't even try to do the ping pong balls. Like Gary, but I'm not going to leave this up to chance. I'm just going to pick it, and that's where we're at on that. So,
Well, if we left it up to you, it would have been Detroit with the first, second, and third overall pick. So
no,
definitely don't leave it up to chance.
No, I would. Yeah, not me specifically, personally. That or the Kraken would pick it up. Where are we from? So, I mean, originally I'm from North Idaho, and Taylor's from Alaska, but we're currently I'm still living in North Idaho, Spokane area, and Taylor's out near Puget Sound, Tacoma area.
Yep, just south of Tacoma. So, yeah, you'll see me down here. Hockey it's picked up a little bit, but it's not quite as big as I'd like it to be. So I'll be the one guy bellied up to the bar, just yelling at the TV.
That's right. Hockey in it's kind of referred to as the Inland Empire. Eastern Washington, Northern Idaho. Me growing up, it was struggle to even find somebody who even knew what hockey was around here. And then now you got rinks that are expanding. We just actually had a tournament down in Moscow, Idaho. Shout out to the Corner Club down there that's also on the Anchor Alliance. We were down there for a tournament celebrating their brand new full-size rink. So that was a good time. And especially with the Kraken, I think we talked about it in our last episode or one before that there's a lot of more casual hockey fans popping up in this area because of the Kraken, and we're super excited about it. It's good to see that.
Yep.
Sippy Tango, the cone vibrator. It's actually called the Rocket Box. I mean, he's like, that's a joke, but yeah, the cone vibrator, it does basically do that. It vibrates the stuff and makes sure it packs the joints. So yeah, Rocket Box.
Rocket Box.
Dodnov has really been scrappy for us. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with him when he was with Vegas. I know he kind of lit it up a bit. He kind of made his name up in Ottawa, and I wasn't really impressed with his work in Vegas. It was kind of one of those situations I just don't think he meshed with the team. Plus, Vegas has got their own fucking problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think he played his best hockey down in Florida, though.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been all over the map, but it seems like God, how many teams has he played for now? Wasn't even a Duck for a hot second.
He was the Duck for all of about an hour before his agent was like, whoa. Anaheim is not where we want to go. Oh, that's good.
Why would I want warm sun and beach?
It's terrible. It sounds horrible.
It sounds awful. I do not want this.
Snow and rain for me, baby.
Send me to winter hellscape where they don't speak where they speak a language I don't already speak.
Yeah.
And then he went to Montreal.
And that's where everyone goes to have a terrible career.
That's God, at least right now anyway. Holy shit, yeah. That place is the hockey equivalent of Siberia at the moment.
Little bit of talk about them potentially getting Matvei Michkov though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're building a core. It's just the problem is I don't know if Montreal is going to be able to build on that core fast enough. It's kind of like the Red Wings where they kind of had to give up on their core of Hronek, Larkin, Bertuzzi. You could throw in a couple other guys in there. They just kind of had to give up on that core because the prospects weren't catching up with them quick enough. So they had to sell it off. Basically, the only person left is Larkin from that old class. Everybody else is young or was drafted in the last 5 years. So, which isn't bad, but that's what I'm kind of worried about with Montreal. Like, you look at Suzuki, you look at Caulfield, obviously amazing players, but is Montreal going to be able to get enough talent around them to make it worth their while before they age out or they end up wanting a trade after they're 29 years old? So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I think that's going to be solved by if they can get a goaltender, because you don't just get another Carey Price. You know what I mean?
Right. It's one of the hardest positions to draft.
Fuck.
So
I think the last goalie that was drafted I think Nashville. Well, even Detroit picked up Casa.
Yeah, that's a solid pickup for them. They're gonna be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, Casa's gonna be pretty solid.
Going back to the Marchment elbow there. Yeah.
Oh, got a question. Fen, if Hellebuyck leaves the Jets, who would he best fit in with? Oh, that's
Oof. Anyone.
I was gonna say skill wise, anybody almost any team in the league would be happy to take. There are very few teams that would turn away Connor Hellebuyck, and it's only because they have the position already taken care of and don't feel like they need to spend that much money. But fuck, there's definitely, I would say probably 3/4 of the league would be at least answering the phone or making the phone call. Hell, you could even make the argument that the Kraken want him. As much as we've taken Kraken fans, we're all usually a pretty happy family, but sometimes we get divided on Grubauer. And our take all year is just, we want the team to succeed, and you got to call out people that aren't doing well. We've said many times that if Grubauer played better, this team would do well. And hey, here we are. We're in the second round. Grubauer's playing better. So, that's absolutely.
Yeah. Fen, if you are a Jets fan, reach out to your nearest representative and beg them not to trade him.
Right. Donnell, yes, we did. We said where we're from. So if Hellebuyck leaves, man, that's a tough one. It's going to be a team that has needing goal, like is building up a front end, but A, has the money, and B, needs that, like the first thing that comes to mind is like Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo is building up their defense and forwards, but they're just struggling because aren't they still like milking the last bit of hockey out of Anderson?
Yeah, but they had who's the kid they had come up at the end of the season? They have their goalie of the future, so that he would definitely have to be packaged in a deal for Hellebuyck. Yeah. But I think you're spot on. I think Buffalo is definitely a spot. I wouldn't be surprised. So we already did an East Coast team. Penguins probably think they need another kick at the can, so I could see them looking into him. But I think in the West, I think you see LA really make a good look at him. They have a ton of good prospects over there. As much as I hate to say it,
you don't think Korpisalo can get her done? You don't think they re-sign Korpisalo?
I think they do. If they can't get a guy like Hellebuyck, I could see them potentially looking at a guy like Gibson. I think that's all. Those are all options for LA because where they are and what they have in their pipeline. Rob Blake is a great job drafting. Great place.
I hate that our scoreboard is slightly ahead of our feed. That's unfortunate. So now we're just bracing for impact now.
That's a fucking snipe.
Oh, same spot.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna tell me that the Dallas Stars didn't do a shitload of research over the last 2-3 days? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, they've had time to look into it. So yeah, that sucks. I don't know who Harley is. Got great hair.
Do we still have Tango in? I think Harley came up this year, I believe. That's a great pass off the boards. I think that was Sagan. Oh, that was sexy.
Yeah, that was that.
Oh, and his boy Domi. There you go. Yeah, what a goal.
Domi makes the pat. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Grew getting beat over that.
Same spot, but man, that's a snipe.
Yeah, that was right off the crossbar. Hell of a snipe. Fuck, man. That's hell of a shot. Last thing on Hellebuyck before we move on from that. Devils.
Yeah, that's another good one. Money wise, though, I think and same thing with
money. I was gonna say if money's a factor, I don't know. I mean, if money is the factor, then Toronto.
Sure, Toronto just gets rid of everyone, so they have Hellebuyck.
Right, they just trade off. Can you imagine Austin Matthews in a fucking Jets jersey?
Oh, here we go. We got a little scrap going.
I see it.
Dunner and Domi. Domi at the bottom, yeah. Dunner pissy.
The Dundertaker.
Dude, Dunn runs hot, man.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Domi with a couple teeth out the front. Is that recent? I don't know if I recognize him with that.
I don't know. Domi's such a fucking goon that I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm surprised Domi didn't get one right there. They take them both?
Yeah.
Oh. They had to take them both. They're going at it. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I think that. Okay, Demi got his teeth knocked out on camera a few years back. Okay.
Yeah. The only guy that's ever tried to like legitimately fight me in men's league hockey was a guy that was took a puck up high and chipped a tooth in adult league, and I casually skated by. We were getting dusted like 6-7 rip or something.
Sure.
I just casually skated by and was like, "Oh, you missing a couple chicklets there, bub?" And he fucking lost it.
Oh,
Absolutely lost his mind. Yep, 4-on-4. Yeah, that's a good call. I'll take them both.
Yeah, I think that's probably the smartest call there. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, Maddie, come on, bud. Maddie gets that little shake, like he's like a fucking excited. Oh, oof. Oh, we need to answer a question. Donnell was saying that the NHL needs to go the team with the worst record gets the number 1 pick. I mean, that seems fair, right?
Yeah.
Like we've got a commissioner that likes to say that nobody tanks in the NHL, which is just fucking laughable.
Stupid.
It's because it's obvious. Like if you don't think that the fucking Chicago Blackhawks were not tanking this year, then you're lying to yourself. Sure. Every Blackhawks fan, every Ducks fan, every Ducks fan knows that you guys were tanking this year. And I mean,
there was a small movement of people who were like, yeah, Ryan Strome and John Klingberg are going to turn this team around, but they're the outcast.
Okay.
Yeah, Donnell, that's a good one. I think to Chance's point, right? So the commissioner is literally like, well, we don't have teams that tank. Okay, well then do exactly what you're saying, Donnell. Like, just have the worst record team get the first overall pick. So he can't make up his fucking mind. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Oh. Fuck, I'm really trying hard not to look at our scoreboard.
I don't know, should we turn it off and maybe
I can live in blissful ignorance for a little bit. Live that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna test something out here, see if it matters. There you go.
Oh, all right. Yeah. See, that way I don't have to. If you guys really care about the scoreboard, we'll throw it back up. But if not, we wouldn't mind keeping it down for a little bit. It basically I just gotta brace for impact kind of thing.
Now I don't remember who said it, but now you get to look at our pink faces. So.
Yeah. Hey, Joey. We were happy to have you, man. It is 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So I do get that it's hard to watch West Coast games, but thanks for joining us on the stream. We appreciate it. Hey, subscribe to the Dusty Bender podcast. We appreciate it.
Joey came up with some good stuff. Joey was making me think a little bit.
Joey, yeah, he was asking some tough questions.
Yeah, this is... Someone before we even went live said Kraken 5-3. So
thanks, Joey. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean,
we'll see. That would make a nice rest of second half of the game.
That would. We'll see. I haven't been 6
more goals.
Kraken I haven't seen any like grade A scoring chances really from the Kraken yet, though. So it seems like they've been trying to hold off the onslaught.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that has to also
thanks,
do
Joey.
with.
Appreciate it.
I think McCann coming back, and we see this all the time, like especially putting him into kind of a fourth line role, it almost messes with shit a little bit.
Yep.
Like you kind of expect him to kind of just sink right back in there to one of the top 2 lines, and instead, it just kind of. And at the same time, I think people start looking towards it's 40 goal scorer, right? People on the team start looking towards him like, hey man, we're down 2-0. It's on you. And he's like, dude, I'm getting 12 minutes tonight tops. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. This will be an interesting one to kind of keep an eye on, especially from, and rightfully so. Hackstall was named as a finalist for the Jack Adams, but I think, those are the things, especially in the playoffs, you kind of keep an eye on. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Sure. Yeah. A 2-goal lead. I mean, in the playoffs, we haven't seen it really. But in the regular season, a 2-goal lead was nothing on the Kraken. This was a team that was resilient until the very last buzzer. They don't give up. Oh, that was such a great board play right there.
Here's my boy.
Uh,
Donato.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, the Kraken, with 2-goal lead, at least in the regular season, and granted the regular season doesn't mean dick all in the playoffs, but in the regular season, this team regularly came back from 2-goal deficit. We'd give up, you'd give up 1 or 2 goals in the first 5-10 minutes and have to dig your way out. And they did amazingly. It seemed like at least half the time. So,
and that's why you got Otter in the playoffs, baby.
Oh, oof. Just loves that.
Yep. I mean, it wasn't a great shot, but fuck, I'm letting that.
Well, Adam Larson. See, Larson he's one of those like big lumbering dudes that has great hands, but I don't know if he's got unless he's taking a clapper. I don't know if it's. Yeah, that was right into his glove. Larson's got hands though. We've seen him on the breakaway. That guy can move.
Oh, they're just like the feed's just zooming in on Ottinger's glove.
Wow, look at that.
It's like this is where the puck went.
It's like NHL hits and his like gloves on fire.
Did the goalies' gloves go on fire?
They should have.
Probably, right?
They should have. God, they need to make that game again.
Yeah, they do. At least right there with like Rocket League, right? Where it's like a free game to play, but yeah.
Yep. Anybody in the chat ever play NHL hits? You need to let us know and tell us your favorite part of it. I absolutely love that game. There's even the big head mode. Big head mode
was money. The Sharks. I mean, shit. As much as I was a Ducks fan, playing in that the Shark tank where there's literally just fucking great whites like swoon, but the ring. Oh, so sick, dude.
Yeah, it was a great game. I think we could all use a little fucking levity nowadays, especially. Hits needs a remake, no doubt. Yeah, hell yeah, Snapjack. Hell yeah, we're with you. We're gonna put it on change.org.
See the change. Yeah, we need it.
Fuck.
Forsberg, Sakic, Blake. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's a hell of a line.
Oh, that is a fucking snipe. Domi, dude. Who was? Oh shit, Papa Watson was talking shit about Domi, wanting to fight Domi, and here he goes.
There he goes.
Yeah. Boy.
They're staring at a laptop. They're staring at the iPad. Why?
Oh, that might get called back. I might have been goal interference.
Oh. Maybe.
I mean, in theory, he does try to get out of the way.
Oh yeah, that's 100% interference.
Yeah. There's a good chance that one comes back. And Domi was like, yes, please. This is wide fucking open.
See, and so the folks who are new to our stream, by the way, if you're just jumping on, welcome to the stream. Chance Watson, Taylor Wells with the Dusty Bender podcast. Please go on to whatever podcast you're on and subscribe. We appreciate it. We've talked about this on the show before. Like, how do you solve goalie interference? And the answer is easy. Like, just go back to what the old rules were in the 2000s. Yeah, the paint. The blue paint it's solved up. We didn't have this problem, 15, 20 years ago. Right. But now that the blue paint has kind of become like this just symbolic thing, it's just dumb now. Like, people hated it because you decreased scoring chances when players couldn't go in the crease, but it got rid of this issue. Like, if the goalie is out of his crease, he's fair game. If the player's in his crease, he's fair game. So
right.
It just made everything more black and white. We didn't sit here going, what's goalie interference? Well, now that made it black and white. Now we've got to listen to whatever ref on the week is. You
ref
are
of the
Seattle
week.
fans.
That's a good segment.
Just the
do a
ref
spotlight.
of the week.
Yeah. Oh, see, there you go. You already got the song going.
Yep. Andrew says you are Seattle fans. That is, I don't know what gave you away on that. Yeah,
that is true.
That is accurate. Sippy Tango, you can't go rushing goalies like that. Like back then, that was the Wild West. That's true. So I think that's why that rule came in about, because like if goalies left their crease, the rule, I mean, they were literally basically fair game. So I understand that. Maybe we can tailor it a bit. But I just, this day and age where we sit here and we go, what the fuck is goalie interference? Because you could pull up 10 supposed goalie interference calls, like show me the replays, and I'll be like, yeah, it's this, this, and this. And you could get most of them wrong because there's just no consistency to it. And I think that that's probably the most frustrating thing for NHL fans. It's not necessarily like, I think we'd all be okay if they let them go and we were just okay with it. Like, yeah, like they're going to miss calls, but at least they're letting them play. Or if they called it by the book. I think everybody gets frustrated when it's this weird middle ground of like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm going to call it, but sometimes I'm not.
So to Andrew's point, so there was they just showed a good view. Ben doesn't actually get that much of him. So they just showed a view. He gets a initial on him, and I think Grubauer like a weird like hop step dive right there. That's a weird hop step dive. And
Here,
then
keep staring at it. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
All right, and then I think Grubauer's glove actually gets more of a piece of Ben. Oh. Like there's a little bit of contact. Grubauer does a weird like jump to the right and then actually goes back at it with the glove. That's a tough one. That actually is a tough one. I'm with you on that, Andrew. I think it's closer than it originally looked. That back angle view, he actually doesn't touch him too much. That's gonna be a tough one. It'll be interesting to see what they do on that one. I think there's also the argument of was he even able to make? Oh, we're gonna get a ruling here. Yep, good goal. Yeah, I think the only thing I looking at like that angle from kind of the backside where it was Grubauer, we're seeing Grubauer before Jamie Benn where they kind of have it from behind the net. You can clearly see Jamie Benn actually doesn't touch him too much. And so I think the only argument that Seattle probably could have had there is like, was he even able to make the save, which they do take that into account. Yeah. But I agree. I think that's closer to a 50-50 than the original video looked. And so, yeah, I mean, that's a good goal. It's one of those, like, what chances to hang, right? Like, who fucking knows?
Oh, it held up. They didn't give it to...
Yeah, held up.
Okay.
Yeah, so the back camera view actually showed Jamie Benn, and like I was saying originally, he looked like he tried to jump out of the way. He actually doesn't get a lot of them. And I think Grubauer actually makes the contact. And he does like the weird fucking stutter step after the initial, like the first contact. So I think that's fine. I'm actually okay with that one.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I mean, looks like Dallas is very much in control of this hockey game right now.
Oh, they sure are. They didn't lose. They didn't lose that last game and say, okay, well, we'll just lose to the Kraken in round 2.
Right.
Yeah. They decided to play their hockey today.
Group A hints. God, I love that guy.
Oh, that's a little unnecessarily feisty. Robo's like, bro, you're huge. Please get off him. And what's funny is Alexiak. I don't even know if Alexiak can fight. I've never seen Alexiak fight. I don't even know if he can do it. Maybe our Dallas buddy Sippy. Maybe Sippy knows if he actually can throw the gloves, but.
Yanni Gourde is such a fucking shit stirrer. I fucking love it.
Dude, Yanni Gourde is literally how I used to play hockey. I was such a fucking tool. I got a couple guys back up in Alaska that would definitely confirm that. See, it's not even that bad. You give him a little one. You give him a little one, but that's too much.
But Grubauer was pissed anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
If Grubauer is pissed, then the whole team's fucking coming in on him.
Yeah, sure.
Sippy Tango. Robertson hit a guy, get the camera. That's true, he did. Yanni Gourde, he threw a punch back at Yanni Gourde. He even looked like he felt bad about it. He's like, oh, God, I'm so sorry about this.
I didn't mean it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
All right. Offsetting now?
Larson's still fucking jabbering. putting everybody in the box.
Yeah, they're just taking
Everyone needs a break.
Oh, Rupe is pissed. Oh, Larson's got some blood.
I think so. Rupe saw Larson coming at him. I think he gave him one. I don't know if it necessarily even hit him high though, but how is Yanni on the outside of the fucking box? Good God. Uh-oh, Benjamin on the way to the freaking locker room.
What's Ben?
Oh, he does. He got a little bit there.
Oh, is he getting stitches?
No, I don't know if that's enough for stitches. They just throw fucking McCann out. While they're getting this sorted out, I did see a pretty funny Kraken posted video. It's like one of their media ladies basically did like walk in the park with Adam Larson, and they literally just walk through this like Seattle park. And
oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, the whole video is them like, oh yeah, you see that lighthouse? You see that tree?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, we are hungry for content.
They are. That's God, fuck. And trying to nail down hockey players to like say something deeper and spray. I saw that they were taking pot shots at Connor Bedard after the word had come out that he's probably gonna play for Chicago. And they were trying to, get something that's not a hockey. They're like, outside of hockey, what do you do? He's like, well, hockey related. Goes into like his training regimen for hockey.
If you had to stick a guess on what he does other than play NHL, play roller hockey and actual hockey, like what does he actually like? What's his other hobby?
I'm so lost with the youth nowadays. Like, how old is Bedard? Like 18, 19?
18, yeah, probably
18. He fucking plays Fortnite. I don't fucking know.
Well, if he's gonna do anything, he's gonna play Chell. But
that's right. He's playing Chell.
He does play. He's probably into something weird like collecting bottle caps or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Seems like one of those guys.
Robert Watson. Oliver can bring us back. No worries, boys. That's right. Bjorky's going to come back and just fucking solve the game.
Bjorky. All right. The vitamin R is coming through.
Snapjackal Bedard's TikTok dances incoming. Yeah, that's going to really upset me. If Bedard has to fucking do that shit. Oof. That is totally rough. I could see that, though. Unfortunately, nowadays, that's kind of becoming a trend. Bedard TikTok dances. They'll probably do that. Ooh, oh, damn. Man, this is just all Dallas right now. Granted, it is power play, but man, it's all them right now. Oh, Heiskanen into Pavelski, man. Like, those are two names you just don't want to hear playing tic-tac-toe with the puck. Yeah, this is going to end here real fast. Oh, yeah, they're moving the puck around too well to... Yep. There it is. Joe Pavelski. Fuck, man. That guy is just an absolute fucking talent. Age is not a thing for this guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pabs is one of the hardest working guys. Absolutely. Even when he was playing for San Jose and I didn't necessarily like him that much, couldn't agree more. Fuck, that guy was just absolute fire. Yeah, Seattle looks like they've lost a step. This game's probably gonna get chippy here real soon.
Yeah, it is. Freaking Mini Joe, man.
Seattle's been known to come back from 2 goals, not 4.
Fair point.
Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Oh, this is I'm getting game 2 vibes.
Yeah, a little slow.
Yeah, it's just like Seattle is playing to Dallas's speed at the moment. The depth isn't really the stars of Dallas are overwhelming the Kraken depth. Like, it's just not, the depth is just not effective right now, and they're taking advantage of it. Very, very much vibes of game 2, where it just felt like the entire game the Kraken were trying to keep up with Dallas.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting in this one.
I think this is what's different between the Colorado series and then the Dallas series is you look at who has scored and the lines that have scored for Dallas tonight, right? You have your bottom lines kind of if your top guys are a little slow to either get going in a game or a series, you get those bottom guys to kind of fill you in, and then those top guys like Pavelski and those guys kind of start figuring it out, right? And I think that's a difference is Colorado just really didn't have, those bottom line. What is Matt Nieto going to take over a game? He's just not, right? So no. I think that's the difference. You got a line of like Domi and Dadonov, like Tippy was saying earlier, right? Those kind of guys that you could stick kind of on that third line is so key. Fourth line is super key. Fourth line used to be really key for like when Boston won their cup, right? Like I think that fourth line was just a grind line, get in your face and beat you up a little bit. But
yeah,
I think a third line really does come in super handy. And I mean, shit, we're seeing it tonight, right? That's kind of the way she goes.
Yeah, that fourth goal was just outworked. I mean, it's you could kind of I wouldn't even put that on Grubauer. You're just the team's just getting outworked right now. The star power is really showing through for the Dallas Stars at the moment. And it's just too much for the depth of the Kraken to overwhelm at the moment. We'll see. I mean, it's the Kraken. Might get a what's Hackstall saying?
I don't know. I have to have my stream sound off, so I'm gonna just make up words for him. Okay. We're just not really playing that good of hockey tonight. The other team on the other side really came ready to play, and I don't know. Like we just didn't have a good breakfast. Yeah, you're welcome. There you go.
Snap Jackal says, "Yeah, Snap Jackal, you're good. It's a good point. Like the Stars, like star power teams. This is a team sport. This is probably this is the best team sport in my opinion, and we've seen it. Like the Edmonton Oilers have had. Nobody disagrees that Connor McDavid is the best player in the world. Like the people who even don't like the Edmonton Oilers will not disagree with that point. He's the best player in the world.
Yeah,
he's been on that, and he's sniffed the cup once in the conference finals.
I mean, last year they got as close as they ever have. There's a quick one.
But before that, hey, there we go.
Yeah.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, completely agree. I think you want to see, and that's why we see some of the throughout the season you see those guys with the high powered offense. That's why you saw Boston add kind of those third and fourth line guys and some more depth. I mean, Orlov's not a depth D. But, I mean, Hathaway, as much as I fucking hate him, is a decent third line, fourth line guy with some energy, right? And that's why those teams add those guys is because they know they got to have the depth on top of their elite goal scorers and star power. And that's the recipe for success. But, yeah. Oh, as a Canes fan, Snap, you're feeling good tonight, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I'm a Canes fan, I'm gonna take a nice long nap until I gotta play Florida. Until I gotta play Florida in the next round. It'd be one of those. It's gonna be one of those series once again where it'd be like if the Canes take on the Panthers in the conference final, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? That I didn't see that coming.
How did this happen?
Yeah. First off, what universe are we in? Is this the Matrix?
The Rick and Morty fucking alternate universe.
Which universe did we just jump through? And then after that, after I'm done freaking out about that, then I will probably be like, well, the Canes got this. And then I'll be like, well, fuck, we said that against Bruins, and then we said that against the Leafs. So I mean, I don't know, man. If I'm the Canes, I'd be you don't walk into that series, thinking that you're the cock of the walk.
Sure.
Florida's pretty fucking frightening right now. And to be honest, like I've mentioned it on our show before. By the way, if you guys are new to the stream right now, Chance Watson and Taylor Wells, we are the hosts of the Dusty Bender podcast. You're in the Hockey Podcast Network. Check us out, listen to the show, and subscribe to us on whatever podcatcher you're on. We really appreciate it. We are the Canes are that situation where they've got the star. You think it's the star power, but it's not. They are deep. They're finally really fucking deep. So, but Florida is one of those, I think people forget that last year Florida was the President's Trophy winners.
Sure.
And that the skill and the talent is there. So I don't know. They're obviously proving them wrong. If they sweep Toronto, boy, that's something. That's not nothing, you know?
Yeah. No, I think if you're the Canes, like you're a little more hesitant to basically say like this is over, right? I think the New Jersey made a mistake by playing Vanacek tonight. They definitely did, but it's not over till she sings, right? So obviously you can't start thinking about the next round, but
I mean, Florida came back from 3-1.
True, that's very true, and I mean, New Jersey in the Rangers series was looking. They got outscored 10-2 in the first 2 games, right? Like, we've seen them do it before, as early as, or as recently as the round before. So, yeah, I mean, you can't get ahead of yourself, but I think, especially if they go back to Vanacek that next game, they're just asking to lose.
Right.
But
JT is not a cat. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the case. If there are many things to pick apart on this team, like JT. I think it's a problem of, JT coming onto this team and Matthews being young at the time, thinking that he's the leader. And yeah, I think that they've been, they've probably butted heads. It hasn't been like a mentorship where Tavares has taken him under his wing. It's more of like
you need to listen
Matthews.
To me, boy.
Yeah, Matthews has been like, fuck you, old man. And it's just been kind of adversarial, at least, and that's in my mind. And that's only based off, between Marner basically going to his parents to negotiate his next salary and Matthews, showing his butt to people. I wouldn't say that he's on the highest end of the maturity spectrum.
Sure. Yeah, there's that's going to be interesting to see what they do. If they can't pull it off. I mean, I'm not someone that's going to say, obviously 3-0 down isn't a great hole to be in. But yeah, I think there's definitely, and we've talked about it on our podcast before. I think there's more to it than you can't just keep rotating GMs and coaches with the personnel that you have in there, because there's a locker room something going on, right? Yep. And to your point, right, Mitch and Morgan Riley, could easily be playing a role in the locker room dynamic not being any good. So yeah, I don't know.
It's funny because I'm like, if I'm, Toronto ownership, I look at that team, and because the first thing it seems like everybody is for certain of is if they get swept or they lose like badly, which they're on the precipice of, they're like, oh, first casualty is Dubas. And I was sitting here going like, if there was any, like, it's not his fault. This team was not doing well before he even came on.
Sure.
Like this has been going on for decades. Like this is a systemic problem. And if anything, I'd be going up to Dubas. I'd be keeping Dubas, but I'd be like putting him in charge of the retooling.
Yeah, I think you and I have discussed this before, right? Like if there's any moves you want to see a GM make, and yes, like he did the fire's underneath him this year because he kind of had that feeling of like, I'm out if we can't do anything this year in the playoffs. But I mean, he went for it. You can't bring in Ryan O'Reilly and Eric Gustafsson and basically look at Dubas and say, you didn't fucking do anything, and that's our problem.
Yeah.
Right. I think you could probably look at the goaltending. I think they probably should have looked more towards as subpar as the years Jack Campbell's had. Mm-hmm. Right. Like you want someone a little, Samsonov is a great pickup, don't get me wrong. But Matt Murray clearly is not the answer, right? I think there's just I think we all
called that.
Yeah, there's some things you can point at Dubas, but I think to even what Andrew's saying, there's definitely something going on with the actual personnel, and I think I don't know.
Matt Murray's addiction to Hot Topic has been a huge issue for many years now.
Yeah, it is. Good for him though. I shop exclusively at Costco, so I don't even know what fucking real.
That's right, you do.
Like. I'm
last time I came out to your place, you made me sit in fucking gas line at Costco. I wanted to fucking gouge my eyeballs out.
No, you didn't, dude. You were like, all right, bro, when are we going in? I got like a full year's worth of paper towels to buy.
My girlfriend would be fucking just livid right now. Me insulting Costco in any way. You and her can bond over that.
we do behind your back.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys like have a secret group text between you, her, and your wife. Just be like, guys, what I found at Costco today.
Dude, check this fucking find out.
All right.
I got another electric toothbrush.
Fucking
This one's better.
A Sonic Care 5-pack for $10.
Fuck yeah, dude. The Sonic Care 2024 edition.
That's right.
It's like cars. They put them out in the middle of the year.
Yeah. Andrew Wool, he's good, but he's not himself last game. Look, I want to be honest. Like, Wool's probably fine. But the biggest question mark going into this, Dubas looked at the Colorado Avalanche and they're like, well, fuck, they did it with slightly above average goaltending. Why can't we?
Yeah.
And the answer is because you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're not the Colorado Avalanche. Like, you don't like Matthews, Marner, and Tavares, or Matthews, Marner, and Nylander are not Landeskog, McKinnon, and Rantanen.
Yeah.
They're just not.
I think there's a huge thing too. Like as big as hockey is in Canada, I think there's a big pressure that those fan bases put on their teams.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would want to be I mean, I personally, like, I enjoyed playing the big games in front of a shitload of fans and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. Like I liked those games, but I think, in this age that we're in where like my notifications, if I even own Twitter, they're popping up and it just says like Taylor Wells is the worst fucking hockey player to ever touch the Toronto Maple Leafs ice. Like, I think that eats at you too. So I think it's just there's just a lot going on in that regard. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They probably, like we were discussing a little bit earlier, they gotta probably take a little bit of weight off the front, right? So whether Nylander, like you said, is the lowest hanging fruit there. So
I think it's just new blood. Like you're dealing with the Leafs are. There's an argument. I understand, like, there's multiple viewpoints on this, but you could argue that the Leafs are like a team of broken toys. And in hockey all the time, players trade broken toys all the time. Like, would you do a hockey trade Nylander for Lafreniere?
If I'm Toronto, fuck no.
Okay.
No, hell no. Lafreniere is gonna be good, but like
not what we thought he was gonna be.
No, I don't know. And I'm sure Gerard Gallant's, how is that not a goal? Domi. I'm sure Gerard Gallant definitely played a role in that. He's kind of got that that Trotz grit a little bit to him. It sounded like from all the exit interviews and shit. But I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: is if they don't keep Kyle Dubas, you're at least going to get fresh blood from the GM perspective. But you're basically walking them into a dumpster. Mm-hmm. Right? You're basically walking them into this burning building and saying, "Hey, welcome to the team." And yes, that's literally what the owners vet them on when they're trying to find a new GM. It's like, what would you do to this team? But you're just basically you're setting them up for some sort of failure, because in that hockey town, rebuilding is probably not a fucking option, right? And like, even retooling, there's a good chance that you don't make the playoffs next year, right? It's just right, unless you do it perfectly. So really, really tricky setup there. We missed one. I think Domi probably should have had that wraparound.
Yeah, he probably should have, but good defense on the Seattle Kraken's part.
Yeah.
Oof. Some good board battling right here. Oh, look, Wells, Andrew, somebody agreed with you.
Very rare. Thanks, Andrew.
It's not just bad takes coming out of there.
Usually it is.
That's fair. I get it too.
My only good take I've had recent. Oh, there, yeah. Good goal, Hintz. God, that's fucking skill, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's so much fucking skill. That kid is good, man. He flies under the radar so much. everyone on their own team starts saying like, this is the most underrated guy. I know we kind of started running into McCann and Dunner.
Yeah, that's
Homer.
Sippy Tango. We're definitely. I mean, Rupe Hintz is. I loved this guy. His first year, he was fucking great, and then he just clubbed it home.
Yeah. It's just finding the puck, man.
Then just
goal scorer.
Yeah. God. So, what did we say before? One of the most consistent things we talked about the Kraken in our season, like in our season episodes on the Dusty Bender podcast, was that the problem of offensemen getting behind our D in our own zone happens all the time, where it's just our goalie and one guy, and it's frustrating.
Or fucking two guys.
Yeah, or two guys sometimes. They'll be sitting on the back door and just easy, they're all by themselves. And when you leave them by themselves, it's just going to be a fucking nightmare. Yeah. This might be the worst period of playoff hockey I've seen the Kraken play.
Yeah. Minus game 2. I think Dallas. Well, I think we did see a tired. Like we saw a tired Kraken team, but man, Dallas took it to them.
I mean, credit. Yeah. See, unlike national media that just will not give the Kraken any sort of kudos whatsoever, and it's always the fault of the team not playing well. The Stars are playing great. Like the first, I would say probably 3 goals were skill plays. I'm not even going to get mad at the Kraken for the first 3 because it wasn't their fault. Like it was, I mean, you did almost everything that you could short of tackling the guy.
I've been tackled before in a hockey game though.
Yeah, well.
The ref had no idea what to call.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking Superman me.
Yep. Bad place to be.
All
That's
right.
kind of how Edmonton was for Ekholm. Sippy Tango, he's really rounded up. Yeah, Ekholm has done a really good job with the Edmonton Oilers defense.
Yeah, he has. Sure has. I mean, they went on a nice streak as soon as he came in. It opened
Anybody
up
who
Shard a lot.
Anybody who follows the Oilers has known that their defense has been a huge liability for years.
Huge. Yeah, huge. Yeah. All right, well, I'm actually out of beer, so.
Oh shit! Time to take a break.
Yeah, take a little break. Everyone go make your bets on DraftKings and listen to your bets win on Raycon. So
that's right. There you go. All right, folks, we're back. Chance Watson and Taylor Wells with the Dusty Bender podcast, giving you some commentary tonight on the Seattle Kraken Dallas Stars Game 4 in Seattle. News probably to the Seattle Kraken, they haven't really shown up in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Unfortunately for Kraken fans, anyway. Dallas fans, we got some Dallas fans in the chat right now that are pretty ecstatic.
Sure. But we knew, right? It's just they weren't going to go away. They were going to come out as hot as possible. So and shit, they've looked good. You can't. You're never going to blame the refs. If you blame the refs, like it's an easy target. I don't think there's been anything that we've seen tonight that basically we were like, oh, that's a game changer on the ref side of things, right? So that's clearly not it. Kraken have had a couple spurts, but I mean, it's been pretty much Dallas all night, which the score indicates. So, yeah, I think,
couldn't agree more. The Kraken have just looked flat-footed. I mean, 10 shots through 2 periods is just not anything to write home about. That means that you're not generating any offense right now. Pulling up the scorecard, the roster at the moment, the game stats right now. The Eberle and Cartier line are -2. So that one's not doing so good. Carson Soucy -2 right now. He's not having a great night. It's spread around. This team wins as a team and loses as a team. So a lot of people are sporting -1s and that kind of thing. Only guy right now that's in the positives is Jaden Schwartz with 1, and that's because he fucking scored a goal. So, and Vince Dunn. Vince Dunn's got +1.
Yeah. Anybody that played hockey knows you have your off nights. You hope that you can honestly just stick with the other team during your off nights. But Dallas was on a mission, right? And 5 goals. I know there was a little bit of chatter, a little bit of controversy about the goalie interference goal, but if we take that away, it's still 4-1, right? So it's just It's not, and even that one I think is probably a 50-50 call, like we were kind of discussing. So I think it's just more of a, have we seen crazier things? Sure, but it's probably not going that direction. So.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Snapjackal, what are we sipping on? Over on Taylor's side, he's I think we don't want to give him free sponsorship, but it's called Vitamin R here in the Pacific Northwest.
Sure. Just for you to look it up, it's called Rainier. It's just a Coors Light essentially. I'm more hydrated after drinking 5 of these suckers tonight than I was prior when I was drinking water and doing yard work. So
that's correct. That's correct. I am sipping on after our tournament down in Moscow a couple weeks back. I picked up a 20-pack that was sitting in my car for about 2 weeks of Twisted Tea. So that's what I'm sipping on at the moment.
Oh, Twisted Tea gives me heartburn, dude.
What?
Yeah, fuck. People love it too. My buddy, I played a shitload of golf this last weekend. I think I told you. Mm-hmm. Just has a fucking and it's good, right? But everyone has a fucking addiction to it.
I okay. I'm definitely a seasonal kind of guy where I am dealing with. You're dealing with, if it's warm out, Twisted Tea goes down good. Goes down real good, goes down real smooth. In the winter, Twisted Tea sounds pretty gross. So, but here in northern Idaho, while we're behind the rest of the world on catching up with warmer weather, it's finally getting a little better out here. So I think we hit like 61 today. After a weird, we had a weird week where we had like 80 for a couple days. But then we went back down into normal temperatures. So 61, 62, that's enough to break out the Twisted Teas. Plus, it's really the only thing that I had in my house that I had a consistent number of. Like I've got, you can reach into the back of your fridge and you've got those random beers that there's a reason why they're back there.
Sure.
Yeah. Like this fucking.
I used to, when I lived in Phoenix, Chandler, Arizona, we had a beer fridge out in the garage, and I kind of noticed myself just accumulating these like 1 or 2 different beers because I would go to Safeway and do like their fucking build a 6-pack shit, right?
Yeah.
And I had this like group of buddies that I would just invite over when my beer fridge started to be filled with one-offs.
Yeah.
And we would, just shoot the shit and find one that you like. And the last one in there during the night was whoever was the drunkest had to chug it. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Shittiest beer had to be chugged by the drunkest one.
You can find some pretty gross shit at the back of the fridge. So
yeah,
that can be this. I got what's that Bill Burr thing on SNL, the Jacko Pumpkin Ale. He's like, this is a beer that you have at the back of your fridge, and your buddy's like, hey, you got a beer? Well, I got this pumpkin shit.
That's pumpkin shit. He goes,
and you get you buzzed.
Yeah, I just watched the Bill Burr. What's this one that he came up with in 2019? He's wearing like the light blue shirt or whatever. Yeah, I just watched that one. Pretty. It was a little sauce the other night. I was watching it, but it's a pretty good one.
Snapjackal says never found anything from the Pacific Northwest. Was just curious. Well, you're talking Storm Brew from the Canes win. Okay, so you're probably out on the East Coast. Yeah, it's sometimes getting West Coast beer over to the East Coast can be difficult. Finding something over there. I'm surprised that Vitamin R is not out on the East Coast. You'd think that it'd make its way that direction, but maybe not. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, all our stuff that we know of is up here. Even the one plug that we don't mind giving is just a bar in Spokane. So,
yeah. No, I spent quite a bit of time in Kansas City too, and I can't even think of like I was just hammered the whole time I was living in Kansas City, so I couldn't tell you. I just just give me alcoholic beverages, so I couldn't tell you like this is from the East Coast. I don't fucking know. So. It makes sense that Snapdragon you haven't heard of these beers, so
it makes sense. Yeah, I would love to try some stuff. I used to be really into the craft beer scene, so I do appreciate a good local beer from time to time.
Yeah, I just drink whatever is going to do the trick.
Robert Watson, Guinness Extra Stout and tumblers of whiskey.
Oh,
that's a night.
I just remember I can't even tell you the amount of beers that I drank and what they were, and then just passed out on his couch. So
he remembers it too. Shit.
Good
yeah,
God.
that was spring break. So for those who don't, by the way, if you're new to the stream, welcome. Appreciate you guys jumping in for the third period of this hockey game between the Seattle Kraken and the Dallas Stars. I am one of your hosts, Chance Watson, with you as always, Taylor Wells. We are the hosts of the Dusty Bender Hockey Podcast. We would appreciate if you listen and subscribe to our show. We like to banter with our fans. We like to talk shit with the people who that's the whole thing about hockey. You can talk shit about one another and still get along just fine. So absolutely love that. That's the vibe of our show. So if you got anything else, please subscribe, listen in, and we'd love to hear from you folks.
Anyone that loses the argument's buying the beer. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Right. So you just make that the point, and then you can argue and yell at each other about anything. And then if the consensus is that Wellesley lost the bet or the argument, I'm buying the beers. So
fucking the Grindline podcast still owes us a beer from our bet on the Red Wings game.
Sure do. I won't forget it.
I won't either. But yeah, so for those who don't know, Taylor and I, we played, what is it, ACHA?
I don't even think it was that. It was club, basically beer league hockey for
college kids.
College kids, yeah.
No, that was D3, okay?
No, D3 was just slightly above us. If you want to be nice,
I thought we were technically D3.
No, we would have played like University of Oregon and shit like that. ASU at the time was D3.
Okay. Any case, so we played college club hockey, and while we were there, we thought it'd be a good idea to do the ale trail for spring break. So we jumped off on a tour basically of North Idaho and Spokane of hitting all the local breweries in the area. It was a good time.
We decided that it would be smart to bring our drunkest friend we knew onto the ale trail as well. He's just, love him to death, but man, he could have half the beers and be twice as drunk. So
That is very
good
accurate.
time.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Yeah.
If you're river rocking East Coast, can't recommend Green Man enough.
Green Man,
Asheville,
okay.
North Carolina.
Looking
All
it up
right.
now.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, no, we are not streaming the game, unfortunately. Sorry about that, but there are many resources out there to get the game.
Yeah, I don't know how far you can scroll up in the comments, but
people were dropping some links.
Yeah, people were dropping some nice links, and that's what we've been using too. So we've got a couple that we use because, like we said earlier, the NHL doesn't actually want to take our money in the playoffs. Try scrolling up the comments, see if there's anything in there. There was one posted that was really good. That's actually what we're using. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we jumped over. We were on like 2 before that, and now we're back into it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just have to listen to us drink and talk about beer right now, and maybe
right.
a little bit of hockey thrown in.
That's right. Call me Chun Li. How are you doing in brackets? Boy, I don't think we've thought about brackets since we made them.
Not good.
Not good, honestly. I mean, mine.
Yours is better than mine.
Yeah. So I've got I think the West, I've got 3 out of 4. And then in the East, I've got, oh shit, the East isn't so good. 2 out of 4 at the moment. I got Carolina versus New Jersey. I had that. And then I had, in the West, I had Edmonton moving on, Vegas moving on, and Dallas moving on. I actually picked against the Kraken. We both did in the first round against Colorado. So, I'd say I'm a little over 500, whereas Taylor, I think he's not too. You're not too far off of me, right?
No, my upsets were wrong. So I had Winnipeg being a little better. Fem, I think is who it was earlier, was kind of asking some Winnipeg stuff. So, but yeah, I had Winnipeg. Colorado just off paper, I think, and I took Dallas again this series just because I wanted to be wrong again. Yeah, but I took the Oilers. I took going back through, I got fucking smoked.
Yeah, it's not
crushed.
Well, I think everybody. I mean, I'm sure like 95% of brackets were busted when Boston lost in the 7 to them. So
yeah, I had my final was Oilers in Boston. So
yeah,
yikes.
So speaking of, with the biggest upset, I mean it's got to be, if Boston didn't happen, I would say the Kraken, because I don't think anybody was really picking the Kraken to move. I think even a lot of Kraken fans were saying like, it's already a success that we made the playoffs in our second year.
Right.
This, everything else after this is just gravy. We're happy to be here, kind of thing. So upsetting the Stanley Cup champions in the first round is huge.
Yeah,
but that being said, I mean, because nobody even considered people were like, at least they talked about the Kraken versus Avalanche series. Like nobody was even writing Florida in, like it was just like a joke, So it's got to be Florida over the Florida over Boston. And now that we've seen that, and how they're handling the Maple Leafs, man, this team's frightening. It's one of those teams of destiny things where St. Louis or maybe even the Kings that one year,
Dude, I'm thinking Kings and what was that, Kings. 08 or...
Yeah, they're just the team of destiny. They're just the team of destiny. They're hot at the exact moment. The team is on fire. They're ready to go. And honestly, I wouldn't, obviously we're pulling for the Kraken in this, but if Florida wins it, I'm not gonna be upset.
Oh, god damn, Cartier.
That was a good fucking hit. Yeah,
that's a bit of a target. That's a little sketchy, dude.
He doesn't want to go back. So yeah, would you agree that Boston probably the biggest upset?
Oh, but by far, I think the Kraken beating Colorado is definitely a big upset. But I think, everybody kind of knew Colorado was a little banged up, right? So I think, knowing Landeskog hadn't been there all year, knowing honestly that Colorado had kind of had to battle their way into the playoffs. Realistically, just with how many injuries they had all year, I think they were the most injured team in general. So I think it just wasn't super surprising, whereas Boston literally went in, loaded up at the deadline, were hot as shit. You know, I think that one it's the biggest. I think it's the biggest upset since. I mean, you could probably look at Columbus and Tampa the same way a couple years back, but yeah, that's a huge upset. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
To go to 7, I think Columbus's over Tampa was probably a bigger upset just because that was a full sweep, right? Whereas at least Boston took them to 7. I think they were up 3-1.
Yeah.
But so I think the Columbus upset was a little bigger a couple years ago, but yeah, that's a ridiculous upset, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, couldn't agree more. That Columbus up because nobody. I mean, very similar situation. Like this. It's Tampa Bay Lightning. This is a great team, and then Columbus just comes out of fucking nowhere. But we also do have hindsight in that where we know that Tampa didn't necessarily, or Columbus didn't really do anything with it afterward. Whereas Florida, I mean, granted, maybe Toronto proves us wrong. It rattles off 4 straight wins, but I think 5 teams. I think 5 teams in the history of the NHL have ever done it. Woo!
There you go. Oh, and Yanni's still giving it to him.
Yanni's fucking just throwing hands.
Yeah, he is. Man, muzzies are the new thing. I wish I could grow a mustache, dude.
You think I should shave my beard just in the mustache?
I think you could rock it.
You think so?
Yeah, you get a little mullet going. You'd look pretty good, man.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's coming back in now. I kind of a fan of the Star Wars video games, and there's a character in the Jedi Survivor game. Apparently you can make him look like a redneck with a mullet and a handlebar mustache. So yeah.
You up there in North Idaho, you could pull it off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Robert Watson, Panthers have Bob and Anthony can't lose. Boy, that is
Columbus connection.
Yeah, Columbus, exactly. Yeah, Columbus connection right there. Both Bob and Anthony Duclair coming from Columbus. Yeah, those guys are. I mean, Bob's playing like it's his Vezina year, right?
He just rejuvenated, man. Good for him. You know what? Like I had been a Bob backer. I had been denying it for the longest time. The first couple of years he was down there, and then
I was a doubter for sure.
I know you were.
I was a doubter.
I couldn't jump off the bandwagon, but
I still kind of am. Like I think Bob, he's always had the capability of doing what he's currently doing. It's just the problem is that Bob suffers from horrific consistency issues. And
sure.
I think I was even listening on what the flagship that we refer to as, the flagship hockey podcast of Spit and Chicklets. Because I mean, everybody fucking listens to them. They were talking about how it's really a situation of like, there's Russian players that just they struggle with consistency, that everybody's even saying that about Panarin a little bit. So, that might be a factor there. But now that shit's on the line, maybe Bob understands that he's getting a little older and he's not going to have very many kicks at the can left. Yeah. So he's doing everything that he can to maybe, try to get his cup. So we'll see. I don't know.
Let me tell you what I think it is about Bob.
What?
Bob was starting to see his, yeah, sure, I'm making $10 million a year. He's starting to see that job security go away.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, uh-oh.
He's very lucky that Spencer Knight has not evolved, emerged
Morgan
yet.
Chill. Good God. It's Joe Pavelski. Good fuck, man. I'm all for protecting your players and your goalie. Pavelski's just standing there, dude. That's so ridiculous.
Hey, he can't be standing there, all right?
Yeah, God damn it. This is my zone. That's terrible.
Oh, Robertson tries to go low glove.
Yeah. I wanted to see the Jets do better. I agree. I agree.
It's one of those teams that you want. Like the fan base is there are teams in the league that deserve better. The Flames, the Jets, the Wild, like they have tremendously loyal fan bases, and they sell out those arenas pretty good, and the team just can't deliver. So I mean, it
the Wild fans in the Wild Dallas series proved to me that they don't deserve a good cup winning team myself, but
no, we talked about that. You and I talked about that in our playoff picks. Like until Toronto and Minnesota can prove me otherwise, it's like my favorite saying on our show. Like they are aggressively mediocre.
Yeah.
Like they try very hard to be fine.
Yeah, we're going to be just okay this year, guys.
We're going to be all right. We're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to sell some playoff tickets, at least 2 games, and that'll keep the lights on for another year.
Was there Colorado that was already selling around 2 tickets?
Yeah, they jinxed themselves really fucking hard.
Good for them.
Good for them. Yeah, and seeing that's the thing here is like, Dallas, a lot of people, there are people who picked Dallas to win the cup.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Like from we're obviously rooting for the Kraken here, but I don't see any wrong things with that pick. This is playoff hockey. You roll the fucking dice. Very possible that Dallas, pushes their way to the cup final.
I mean, if you listen to us at all, we talk a lot about goalies being huge in the playoffs. And, I know Shesterkin's out. Vasilevsky's out. Right, so you have 2 of the arguably top 3 goalies out of the playoffs already. So maybe that's not necessarily, in this crazy playoffs. Like maybe that doesn't necessarily matter. But Jake Ottinger is right up there, man. I mean, so I totally see that Dallas pick. I don't think that's a bad.
I do like Donnell makes a good point. Donnell makes a good point that I love that we're gonna have a relatively new Stanley Cup winner. It's all the old dynasties are finally dying out. I think the final nail in that coffin was Pittsburgh not making the playoffs. That was probably the last signal of like, oh, we're in a new era. You know what I mean? Because that's just Detroit fell off. They were early 2000s. Colorado finally getting to their own, but it's definitely a new class, and I like it. I like when the cup moves around.
Oh,
it made me happy when Seattle picked up.
What a save!
Yeah, I loved it when St. Louis picked up that Stanley Cup. Like that was something that was good for hockey. I feel like,
and even Washington's was somewhat of a surprise.
It came out of nowhere. And that was that miracle Vegas year too.
Yeah, someone did make a comment. I think maybe it was on Twitter. Capitals hadn't really been past the second round, and then they caught fire, right? And they just had a good, they had a nice season and decided to finish it off. So to their point, right? Like, this is what's great about the sport. This is the season that the NHL has had, like one of the higher watch bases, right? Like the most new watchers of the playoffs. And it's the perfect timing because it's literally like, these are teams like Florida Panthers. It could easily be Florida versus Seattle, which is just stupid.
Right. I mean, we're laughing about that now.
Yeah, we're laughing about it, but like, who knows? Who knows what could happen? And like, I mean, I don't follow NBA too much, but like, there's some sports, that just kind of stack the teams that can afford it. And baseball is usually pretty similar.
We'll put it this way. Like if and when Florida closes that out against Toronto, I will be happy with any of those 3 teams that come out of the East. Let's, if we're being realistic, it'll be Carolina versus Florida with gambling odds right now. And I couldn't be happier if either one of those teams wins the cup. Couldn't be happier for them. The Canes are a great fucking squad. I don't really. You have a weird thing about Svechnikov.
Yeah, I think Svechnikov is like one of the better dirty players. Like he is good. Like, don't get me wrong. He does. Like his skill level is very high. There's a reason I think he went number 2 overall to Dahlin. Yeah. Like there's a reason that he did, but he's a little fucking dirty, and people just don't even talk about it. They're just like, yeah, I mean, like, it's whatever. He just tried to fight Alex Ovechkin and got fucking knuckled up, but
right.
It's just I don't know. He's a little dirty. I don't hate the guy. Like he's not Garnett Hathaway to me, but
right. Not to wish bad voodoo on the Kraken. I mean, like we'll play super fans here. Fuck Dallas. Like we want the Kraken to win, but in in the very likely possible scenario that the Dallas wins, Slippy Tango saying us versus Oilers would be sketchy. I mean, if I'm a Dallas fan, I think I'm more equipped to play Edmonton than I am to play Vegas.
Yeah.
That matchup, and maybe that's because I have a pessimistic view of the Edmonton Oilers. Like, I'm sure if we've got some Edmonton Oilers fans in the chat that want to prove me wrong, would love that. But Edmonton, like, as much as Edmonton fans want to just clamor that they hate this argument, it's true. If you shut down McDavid and Draisaitl, that team gets significantly worse.
You have a much better chance, yeah.
You have a much better chance. If you can just make sure that they, like, zero, like, even if they're zeros, like, if you can just make sure that they don't score when they're on the ice, you have a decent shot against the Oilers to win that game. And that's what we're seeing. Like, in the Vegas series right now, the Edmonton, their one win was when Draisaitl and McDavid just fucking lit it up.
Then they had like 3 power play goals or something, right? Like, you just can't give them power play opportunities.
Right, exactly. So, to me, Vegas is more scary. Their depth has shown, like, when you've got Amadio and that other kid that Sharon Govich, they pulled those guys up and they've been playing well. Like, they didn't look like they just got called up from the AHL. Those guys have been playing well. And even their goalie, even though they have, like, on the surface goalie issues, they have like 4 goalies waiting in the wings. Like, Lauren Brossoit just went down, and for any other team, that would be a cause for concern. But they're like, no, we got Aiden Hill. And if he goes down, we got this guy, you might have heard of him, Jonathan Quick.
I was just not. So for Vegas, and that's my complete argument that I agree with Sippy Tango on. That's not where I want to be. I don't want to be Bruce Cassidy trying to make a decision on who's going to be in between the pipes for me.
No, you don't want that, but
no, God, no.
You're not going to lose that
Tanner,
series.
that is a fucking, I don't even know if he got him up high, but he just two-handed him in the ankle. Oh, that hurts my fucking ankle. I got two-handed real bad in the ankle last weekend.
Dat boy, what happened to Philip Grubauer? Well, if you're just asking, like, in a general sense of, like, why there's 5 goals on the board, it's not Grubauer's fault. The first 3 were absolute fucking snipes through traffic. Like, we'll put it this way: as 2 guys on the Dusty Bender podcast. By the way, if you're just joining us, welcome. Chance Watson, Taylor Wells, Dusty Bender podcast. Follow us on whatever podcast you're on. That's Dusty Bender podcast. On the show, we've been critical of Philip Grubauer when he hasn't played well, and he has been playing well during the playoffs. And the Kraken are not losing this game right now because of him.
No, Dallas has looked really good. They've had, they had 4 of their 5 goals were just fucking nice.
Yeah, 4 of their 5 were just absolute fucking snipes.
If you haven't listened to our podcast, we were in the minority, unfortunately, of Philip Grubauer wasn't playing that good during the regular season. So I mean, we're the first people that will tell you if it was Grubauer because we want to.
Kraken,
so it wasn't.
Kraken fan base as a whole, for better or for worse, has accepted, like, good vibes only.
Back.
Yeah, they have his back, and it's very much good vibes only. Like, we just kind of ignore problems. And that's problem. That's not a problem, but I mean, Taylor and I grew up playing hockey our entire lives, and we're a little more realistic about it. We want the Kraken to win, and that's why we're critical. And we point out things that they need to fix instead of just pretending that everything's fine. And Grubauer he didn't have the best season. Like, he had a good second half, but, a season mirrored with injuries and, just playing basically second fiddle to a hot Martin Jones, which is a sentence I never thought I would say. It was a tough season for him, but he's coming to the playoffs and I think he's trying to prove some people wrong. And it's not that we never sat here and were like, Philip Grubauer is bad. I don't think that we ever made those statements. It's just he was playing bad. We hope he plays better, but this is, at the moment, he's a liability, and he was,
Otter, what a fucking save!
Fuck, Otter's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we would be the first people to tell you, even as a Kraken-based podcast, that Grubauer blew the fucking just choked on it. But no, it was just Dallas. Dallas is playing like the better team. I mean, Kraken, even with 2 goals, I think are still pretty fortunate. We just haven't seen a lot of like good high danger chances from the Kraken. I think Dallas is playing their system and their structure, and they've just been outworking them. It's a better game from them today.
Donnell's got a non-hockey related question for us.
Karen or male Karen in public before? Not like you see on like TikTok and Instagram Reels, because apparently Instagram knows that I love to see the freakouts.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, dude, there's just, with both of that, there's just, those people are bored, right? Those people are just so bored and so entitled, right? Like, how do you make that much of a scene and think that like it's all right? Yeah, that's a good one.
Donnell, I used to be a journalist for papers up here in North Idaho for about 7 years, and the answer to your question is absolutely yes, because I had to write about people going to jail, and anytime you write a story about a young mother's sweet loving boy who is just misunderstood going to jail for his 3rd meth possession charge, you get a few phone calls about from their moms or their girlfriends or their wives or their baby mamas or whomever, very upset that you wrote such terrible things about their baby boy who just can't stop doing meth. So yes, I've ran into many a Karen in my day, a few male ones as well.
What did they call those Kevins? What is it?
I don't know. That's a good one.
I have a buddy named Kevin, and I give him shit about it all the time.
That's fair. Barrel's Bounty pulling for Dallas right here. Can't say that I agree with you, bud, but look, of the remaining team, look, if it comes down to it, let's say Dallas, hypothetical, obviously we're not rooting for it. We want Dallas to lose. But if Dallas does take this series, they'll take on either Vegas or Edmonton. In that case, if it's Vegas, I'm probably taking Vegas because I was before Seattle became a thing. I grew up a Red Wings fan, and then Vegas came into existence, and their mascot's name is Chance. I love the story behind them. Even before, like, most people don't know that Bill Foley, the owner, he was a military vet. He named him after the Army, and part of his big plan was he put the team there, and then he built rinks all across Vegas to grow youth. That's a nice thing to do, but also it's a very smart business tactic, because if you make 4 different fucking youth teams in the area, you're just making fans for the rest of your life. So very smart move on their part. I liked the Golden Knights, and I was a big fan of them until Seattle came around, and that sucked because I was a big Golden Knights fan, but I've grown up in the Pacific Northwest my entire life, and I've wanted a Seattle team my entire life. So that was kind of how that came about.
Barrel's Bounty, I'm with you. I used to hate.
Was that a Madonna team?
Who?
The 99 Stars. Was that a Madonna team?
I mean, that sounds long ago enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it's
yes.
Be,
okay.
right?
There we go. Yep. 99. Yep.
Did they have like Sador and shit? Man, that's a
wow. Team. Now that is a name I have not heard.
That is a name.
Yeah, holy shit, Eddie Belfour? No way.
Belfour, fuck yeah, dude. What a sick team.
I just remember I remember Eddie Bell. See what was so Turco wasn't there yet, right?
I think Turco would have been after Belfour.
Yeah, Marty Turco would have been after. But I just remember growing up, and it felt like he was the Dallas Stars goalie for like 100 years.
Forever. Since the birth.
Yeah, and then they replaced him with Let Him In. Kari let him in.
Yeah. Kari, I think it was Kari led in that. It was when I was, Ducks with the Gets Off Perry era we met Dallas every fucking year in the playoffs, and it was just, I had like two good buddies that were Dallas fans, and I just fucking hated watching the playoffs with them.
That's right. But you're the only person that I knew that. I know it's letting in, but we always made jokes that he was Kari let him in.
Yeah. But to agree with Barrel's Bounty on this, if no matter who comes out of that other one, so if Dallas can come through against the Kraken, whoever comes through on that other side, I definitely don't want to see Evander Kane fucking win it. God, no. No fucking thank you. And then the other side of that is like, I don't hate Vegas. Vegas is, I've been to more Vegas games than I've been to fucking Kraken games, which is sad. But I don't want that fan base to fucking win one either. So I honestly would take Dallas over Vegas or Edmonton. So I'm with you on that.
But I'd be, you know what? It'd be the first cup in a while where I would be happy. Like a Dallas Vegas versus Florida Carolina. You know what?
That'd be awesome.
You know what? I don't hate that. And whoever's going to be in the Stanley Cup final, I would be totally happy with that. It'd be the first time in a while. Like, I'm so tired of fucking Tampa. Like, I was so tired of Tampa. Fuck Tampa. I'm so
sick of Chicago and Pittsburgh for the longest time.
Chicago had won it for too long. Hey, Detroit hasn't won it since 2008, okay?
Seems like yesterday with those fucking fans.
We've paid our dues, okay? We haven't picked first. Well, I can't say anything to you guys. The NHL tried to get rid of your pick.
NHL tried to trade our second pick to Chicago, so Chicago had 1 and 2 this year.
Right.
So,
Barrel's Bounty. So as a rehabilitated Vegas fan, I've heard this argument a lot, and
born again.
The only thing that I like to fire back at this is that no one predicted Vegas was going to be good.
Yeah.
They very much predicted Vegas in the first year to do what the Kraken did in their first year, be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think people, because I've seen some criticisms of Seattle now too. They're like, well, they got to pick just like Vegas, they got to pick an all-star team. No. First year, the Kraken were third to last, and I think people forget that. And then Vegas has very much, they got very lucky because they took advantage of GMs and owners that had not dealt with an expansion in a while, and they made terrible trades. Like Riley Smith and Jonathan Marchessault coming from Florida. Like, what fucking, those are terrible fucking trades. So
Shea Theodore from the Ducks in order for them to keep Kevin Bieksa. Good God, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of they were paranoid. A lot of paranoid GMs out there trying to safeguard people that they thought were good. And in hindsight, not so much. So GMs obviously learned that. I don't think Seattle made us. In fact, it was an early criticism that we had of Ron Francis, where he barely did anything at the expansion draft, other than just pick players. So, there is that.
They could have had a better expansion draft, and they just, maybe they were building for this year, but after Vegas, you wanted to see them do a little better last year. But
if Winberg knew how to hit the net,
well, he's a passer, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, blew a tire. Oh, Domi's having a game though, dude.
Barrel's Bounty. I'm a little salty they took Eakin from us. Well, okay. In your defense,
I do like Cody Eakin.
Yeah, I mean, Cody Eakin was a solid player. I'm not going to say now. He definitely dropped off quite a bit after a while. In fact, he became a liability. Yeah, he became a liability for Vegas after a few years. But no, I agree. At the time, Cody Eakin was a solid third liner, and we all he's a guy that you love to love.
Cody Eakin's a fellow ginger, bro.
That's right. You guys all stick together.
Yep. That's all we got in life.
I've been told I'm a half-breed. In the sun, I have a red beard, apparently.
We don't claim you.
That's fair. You don't need to.
Blondie.
Woo!
There's a little one. Hey, 5-3. So someone earlier said 5-3, but they just said Kraken.
Yeah, so they got the teams wrong.
Score is technically right now.
It is.
Oh, it's your boy Larson too.
Adam Larson. Yeah, see, like I said, what was I saying before? He's got hands and a clapper.
And a clapper, yeah, that's a nice clapper.
Oh, it was Sippy Tango. Yeah, he said I like this 5-3 better. Okay, well, we might disagree with you, but that's fine.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that was a fucking laser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. It's like I said. It seems like 2 periods of this game, Dallas was retaliating from that awful fucking steaming pile of shit that they laid last game.
Yeah, they did get smacked.
Yeah, so they were gonna come out hot. I think the Kraken fans were hoping that it would probably only be 1 period or even half of a period. Instead, it became 2. This Kraken that we're seeing right now is what we'll probably see in Game 5.
Just a little more pushback.
Yeah, which I mean, it's exciting to know that we'll have Game 6 here in Seattle now.
Sure. I might even squeak up. I'll see if Mel's got an extra ticket.
Fuck yeah. At bare minimum, we need to get to that outdoor party.
Fuck, man. That does look like fun. I mean, you have a good view from those fucking windows, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Apparently, they sell tickets to it and it's for free.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I would go to that. You play a little cornhole, watch some hockey. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, I'd be definitely up for that. Oh, Hackstall pulling the goalie at 3:30. Damn.
Oh yeah, that's some.
I mean, I get it. Like you gotta have some balls.
This league didn't even think of that until Patrick Waugh was like, "Yeah, dude, 4 minutes left in the game. Let me just pull it. Like, what's it gonna hurt?"
Yeah, why not? Like we're gonna lose this game if we don't. So
right. Oh, that is off the bar.
I would say that Fleury pick from the Penguins would be hard to swallow. Oh yeah, Barrels Bounty still talking about the Vegas Golden expansion. Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like I don't know. Look at how Pittsburgh did. Like, what were they gonna continue any more success if they chose? Hindsight's 2020. Could they have known that Matt Murray was just going to be fucking injury plagued the rest of his career?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, well, and Murray was just coming off of. I think Murray was just coming off of a cup or like a good playoff. I think it was a cup. So I mean, it's just hard, and he was in the zone, right? I mean, Murray those 3 or 4 years that he was there while Fleury was in Pittsburgh, like those were actually good Matt Murray years. And so, I mean, it kind of makes sense, like from a Pittsburgh GM standpoint, right? Take the younger guy and just go. But yeah, I mean, getting Fleury nobody's going to argue with you. That definitely sets that franchise up.
Especially at that time.
Real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At that time.
Because, I mean, he was still playing damn good hockey. Oh, that place is fucking rowdy for 5'3", dude.
Yeah, oh yeah. Robertson's mustache is haunting for sure. It is a disgrace to facial hair and really needs to go away. So yeah,
it sure does.
Sippy, we're with you. We're with you 100% there.
We're with Sippy all night.
Yeah. Barrels Bounty. Who do you think will, or do you think want to see on the other side of the cup final? So we were kind of talking about this earlier. I mean, it's in the East. I don't want to write anybody off. We've seen some pretty decent upsets in the first round to be skeptical, but you only have so many miracles in hockey. So, if we're going to go with betting odds favorites and say that Florida and Carolina are going to advance, I mean, I would probably, goes to the crease. I would probably, Florida, I would love to see Florida go to the cup final. That's who I want. If Carolina beats them, I'm not gonna be too upset. Yeah, that's
Domi with another one.
What a game for Domi.
Yeah, Domi had a fucking game. I think he had 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida for me, 2 Barrels. Yeah. I think seeing Florida, I honestly don't even want to see them get beat. Like if they make it to the finals, I want to see them at least put up a fight, like just make teams think twice, Yeah, we had a guy earlier that was kind of chatting about like Carolina, being a Carolina fan. Like, if they can, especially if they sweep the Leafs, like, even if you're Carolina, you gotta be a little hesitant to basically just say we're gonna walk through the team that just beat the best regular season team ever and a second round Toronto team, right? Like, it just, I know Florida would be fun because that's just a Cinderella story. That's actually my old boss texted me this morning and said, "Hey, who do you think is gonna win?" Like, he was trying to throw some money down, and I just said, throw it on Florida, dude. The odds gotta be good.
Smart bet, honestly. and Vegas, not the Golden Knights, but Vegas, like as in bettors, are probably fading them right now. So yeah, I could see that. Florida's solid, and so going back to what we were talking about before, like predictions wise, like if I think it's going to be like, let's assume the worst here, and our Kraken lose, Dallas moves on. Again, sorry, Dallas fans. I know we got some Dallas fans in the chat. If Dallas wins, they move on. And I think that Vegas is going to pull that out because I just don't think McDavid can drag the Oilers to, 3 more wins.
Yeah.
Probably 1 more. But I just feel like Vegas is deeper. So if it's Dallas and Vegas and Florida and Carolina, I'm not unhappy with any of those. Like, I'll be honest again. Sorry, Dallas fans in the chat. Like, Dallas would probably be my least of those 4, but I'd still be fine with it. Like, I would be so overjoyed for Pavelski. I would love that Rupe Hintz got it. I love that Robo got it. I think my only hatred of Dallas comes from Jamie Benn and Sagan.
Sure.
I just don't. I even love Otter. Like, Otter's fucking. I've been on him. Taylor can attest to that. I've been on Otter for a while.
Yeah.
I enjoy most of the Dallas Stars. It's just Jamie Benn, the cross check of him on Dylan Larkin some years back just replays in my mind, and I just want to fucking knock his teeth out.
That's like your worst night of sleep you get is just that.
I just see him cross-checking Larkin and putting him out for months, and I fucking just can't. Yeah, Ben is not my fave. I'm not even. You guys got to be good. You guys got to be proud of me. I didn't even make a going down on girls joke or his lack thereof.
No, now you did. You had to bring it up. You were doing so well.
Yeah.
And then you decided you had to throw it in there. But
that's fine. If we get the cup, you could do that to bed. Yeah. Look, man.
He's gonna go. You're gonna go down on him.
I'm definitely not gonna go. You're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we know that Ben's not gonna do that to any woman to celebrate. So, yeah, he's him, and Sagan's not necessarily a bad dude. I just, it always seems like he's been a career slacker. So it just kind of pisses me off. But look, like I said, I love most of the fucking Dallas Stars. So, I'm not worried about it. Hey, this is I'd like to say it was a good game. This is a good period. Kraken finally didn't show up.
Better.
Yeah. Jones getting some time. That was cool. But yeah, I think that this can be a series, man. I would say that this is gonna. I would not be surprised if this goes to 7.
Yep.
And I'm not too stressed because the Kraken are great on the road.
Literally, they can't win at home, but that's
good
fine.
Game, Sippy. Good game, Barrels. Yep, all Dallas fans appreciate you guys jumping on.
Yeah,
decent game.
Andrew, you're the man. Yeah, we got a bunch of Snap Jackal. Got a good group
Jackal, here. Donnell, shout out.
Donnell, getting some
Robert Watson jumping out on here. And I think I know him.
Yeah, some guy.
Call me Chun Li. Yeah, well, welcome. Yep. Shout out to all you guys that were active in the chat. We had a great time with you guys tonight.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely had a great time with you guys. We're hoping to do this again. We had an absolute blast for our first time. Hope you guys did too.
Fuck yeah, man.
This will be something we definitely want to do further on. Yeah, absolutely. So guys, once again, Chance Watson and Taylor Wes with the Dusty Bender podcast. We are Kraken fans, but guys, we talk about everything under the sun on the show. We're not just a Kraken centric thing where we, talk about Grubauer's favorite mid-morning snack.
If he poops in the morning or the afternoon.
Right. Yeah, we don't do that shit. So, well, we'll obviously do some Kraken talk at the beginning, but we talk about everything in the league. We'll hit on every team basically almost. It seems like we talk about everything. So, give us a subscription, jump on over to whatever podcatcher you're on and follow the show and listen and leave us a nice review on whatever you're on. Yes, Snapjackal, the cast is on Spotify. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Player FM. Man, I think the only thing that we're not on right now is YouTube, and we're starting to work on that as well.
Sure.
So we're getting there. Yeah, Barrels, appreciate you as well. Thanks for being
Donnell's
with
the
us
Jersey guy. Donnell, I got to hit you up, bro. I got some work to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Donnell, I only have like 25 jerseys. I need a couple more.
Definitely. I was gonna say I don't know if anybody saw me manifesting the Jared McCann jersey behind me.
Yeah, you tried it. You gave it a good run.
I tried. Yes, we are, Andrew. We are on THPN. In fact, we are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. One of the many hockey podcasts on there. We appreciate your guys' support. We're just two middle beer leaguers that are having fun talking. Played college hockey together back in the day, so we like to think that we're smart and also can make you guys laugh.
We're not. we give it a good run. But
we do our best. So yeah, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Player FM, Stitcher, all the fan favorites. And yes, we're on the Hockey Podcast Network. Follow us. It sounds on our banner. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're very active on both, but mostly Twitter. That's where basically we get to have all of our fun takes and piss people off.
Yeah.
Always love getting under Greg Wyshynski's skin. That's a fun one.
I love getting under LA Kings fan skin.
Oh,
that's my jam, dude.
Those ones are fun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Absolutely.
All right, let's call it good. Let's finish these off. Everybody finish your drinks and let's have at it.
Sounds good.
Cheers, everybody.
Delicious.
Wow-wee.
God damn.